glad my laptop restarted and everything. Right, hello there, everyone. Welcome back to James Redmond TV. Alex, say hello. This is my G. This is my brother. My G.
Hello, James Redmond TV.
Yes. So, essentially, I'm late, which is something that doesn't need to be established, but the game has just kicked off, for me, at least. I haven't got a scoreboard. I'm getting Lee Chappie, the Jamie Vardy lookalike. For those who don't know who Lee Chappie is, he's going to be helping me out with the OBS because I updated it and it's now ruined me the whole setup, so I can't even put a scoreboard there. I will put the scoreline there. This is just the intro. Let me know if the audio is okay because, mate, I've been stressing over this microphone recently. But the game's underway. Let me get the scoreboard on while I'm watching this simultaneously. I want to talk about the line, and then, of course, I will say hello to the forever faithful Redmond Army who have all decided to stick around and watch this game, of course. There's loads of things to explain. I've even got to change a background, right? Let me get me shit together, chat. Let me get me stuff together. Just a disclaimer. I need to repeat this. There will be no timer today, but that's just today. The timer will return in the next stream, hopefully. When it comes to the watch along and whatever have you. Right, let's see what you bar stools are saying. Esther, audio is fine. Brilliant, thank you. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for giving me fine audio. Because I have been stressed about this audio consistently. Come on, Nunes. Oh, unlucky Nunes. Right, yeah, Wolves are in the midfield. They play the ball over the top, but it's a very, very poor ball. And this is the one thing we've got to establish is that Wolves are not a strong side, but have gave us problems even though they're 18th. And when you look at our lineup today, the only way, I think people will look at the midfield and they will like it because it's change. It's like, all right, Besiktas, he deserves to play. Thiago has to play if he's fit. And then you've got Naby Keita, who, although always injured, you'd still suggest he could put in more of a shift than certain other players have done in recent times. So I'm not going to lie to you, chat. In fact, you know what? Let me sit here, but then move this like that. I'm not going to lie to you, chat. I think that midfield is very, very, very susceptible to getting bullied. I just don't think it has much physicality. I think they struggle to outrun Wolves. I think it's going to be a bit of a tough one. Mr. Liverpool flag in the background. No, I will get that back if you really want it. What a save, Alisson. Was that even a save? I looked away for 1 second. This game's already jam-packed. The normal setup will be back. I'm just transitioning in moving houses. Chat, can you know, James is getting old. I'm moved out, officially, moved out. So, if you want to leave a congratulations, go for it. But I'm like, yeah, mate, I'll get all that sorted. I promise, chat. I've had loads of shit to sort out. You know what I mean. James, did you get a haircut? You look nice. Oh, Esther, look at you, bigging me up, big yourself up, Esther. I don't know if I said hello to you before, but hello and thank you. Yeah, I did get a haircut and I did get a fresh shave, so I'm looking 12 opposed to a rough 23-year-old, even though I'm only 21. But I think if I grow a little bit of stubble, I think I can... Chat, do you agree or disagree? Do you think I can get away with being 23 if I've got a full stubbly piece of shit on my chin? Because I think it's possible. Me no lie, me no cry. But yeah, do smash a like on the stream only if you enjoy. Okay, that was a long shot from Neves. Cunha. It actually weren't a bad strike. It was just very direct towards Alisson. And yeah, the light's huge, so that's why I'm looking like Casper the Friendly Ghost. In fact, where's the remote for the light? It's got like a little... Oh, it's right here. Let me see if this is better. Are you gonna do your thing, fam? Are you gonna do your thing, fam? I don't think it's gonna do its thing. The remote let me down. Oh, it's done something. I think that's better. I think you can still see me. Hi, James. Nice to see you back again. It's good to be seen, Caleb. It's good to be seen. Life's stressful. I won't even lie. And sometimes that really does get into the way of YouTube because I'm not coming on here to be a Debbie Downer. It's just not what I do. I'm here to be buzzing. So right now, when you're transitioning in life and whatever have you, it gets a little bit tough. But I am sound as a pound. You don't have to worry about me or nothing. It's literally just a case of... when your Wi-Fi doesn't work and stuff like that, your equipment just fucks up all the time. So I just thought it'd be best to take a little hiatus. Mihalio, thank you for the super chat. Daniel Agger is the best defender in Liverpool history. Are you talking about potential? Because I suppose he was potential unseen. I don't think you're talking about what he done on the pitch because he played about 10 games. Daniel Agger was great, but... Oh, no, they've got a clean chance! Fuck off, Liverpool! Oh, already? It has been 5 minutes. 5 minutes. But it's not just the 5 minutes. It's the repeated chances. It's the constant counter-attacks and... Someone reminded me to lift me fringe up. Nice one. Well, it's 1-0 to Wolves. He's onside. It's an own goal from Matip. It's actually like just unlucky. I shouldn't really be fuming too much. I'm kind of fuming with the fact that he just got in that position, to be honest with you, chat. But it's very emotional to be a Liverpool fan right now. Therefore, when that happens, you can overreact. I actually think that's just very much down to just not being lucky enough. Anyway, big up to my G. Oh, yeah, I need to update the score, sorry. And also I need to be aware that I can't even leave comments up. But thank you for the super chat. And thank you for becoming a member. I just noticed that as well. Thank you very much. Oh, I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. Yeah, then let's have a look what happens here. So we've got Nunes on the ball. Nunes. What are you doing, Nunes? Oh, my God. Can't pass a ball to save your life right now. Trent's got a throw in. The Wolves look ready set out. Like, they look decent. They look sound. They're looking compact, which is what you want to see from there. If you're a Wolves fan, if you're tuning into this and you're not watching the game, then they're looking sound. They're looking explosive. I just hate that. All you need to do is outrun Liverpool. It's not a hard concept or premise. All you need to do is outrun Liverpool, and you've got yourself a very efficient way to be able to beat us, because it's so doable. And these aren't even that good of a team. Have you seen some of the misplaced passes that they've made on Robertson? What are you doing? You could have let that out. It was like out for the throw-in. Thank God. Thank God. Glad I can't watch. James, can you do a countdown? For those who never heard, at the start of the game, I can't do a countdown. I'm on 7.5 minutes right now. Just over, actually, 7 minutes and 40 seconds. It's because I've updated my OBS, and for some reason it's saying that my equipment... Oh! Pen? Nah, we weren't even on the ball. Yeah, it's saying my equipment can't attach to the laptop. So that's the only issue that I'm having at the moment, is that because it can't connect to the laptop, it's not letting me use my resources in OBS. So in very simplified terms, opposed to boring terms, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm getting someone to sort it for me, but it's going to be tomorrow. So this will have to do for now. So I do apologise. Fair play to Everton as well, by the way. Did you watch the Everton game, chat? Big up to Tad says, imagine this team against Madrid. I don't even want to think about it. Danny says, how can I watch this? I'm on LFC TV. I'd fully love to give you advice, but I'd fully just get in trouble for it, so I can't. Everton going to win the derby, Maxwell. I do believe there's actually subscription things you can purchase to be able to watch the game. That's all I can really give you. It depends where you are as well. We will beat Madrid. I hope so. I like the way we've got an optimistic fan in the chat. Shellhard, what is your opinion on Everton winning against Arsenal? Funnily enough, I brought that up. Great. Sean Dyche. Both Burnley players getting involved in the goal as well. Literally could have not gone better. A win, a clean sheet against the league leaders, and the manager's own players has done the job. So it kind of like emphasises, okay, if you give Sean Dyche his players and the board follow what Sean Dyche wants, he will get results in return. And Everton are back. Let's not get it twisted, but that was a lot better. Like, even the Everton players, they just looked more up for it, and they were running more and fighting more. And I don't know, like, I had to go to my ma's earlier when, like, and my mum, I have to walk, to go to my mum's, I have to walk through Anfield, because it's kind of like halfway between where I live and where my ma's is. So I was walking there, and as I get out of Anfield and I'm walking past Stanley Park and whatnot, Everton fans galore, mate. It was absolutely atrocious. I I was there like that, walking through, bouncing round, hoping for the best, doing come by ours, hoping that I weren't going to get me head punched in just because I'm James Redmond. Which is a very fine reason to punch. If you want to punch my head in because I'm James Redmond, you can try. But you don't want to fuck with this. You don't want to fuck with this. I will fuck you up. I will fucking uppercut you in the chinny chin chin. Unless there's 10 of yous and then... let's be realistic. I'm not going to do fuck all. It would be such a Liverpool thing being beaten by a lower side team. And then go ahead and beat Madrid. We will smash Madrid. Do you know what's mad? Like, I don't think it... Like, I agree, it would be a Liverpool thing. But let's go... Let me take you back to 2005 when we were really, really shit. We weren't really, really shit because players didn't run. We were really, really shit because we had shit players. The difference now is that we've got good players, but they are playing really, really shit. Very, very shit. So to say we're going to go and smash Madrid and lose to Wolves, I don't think that's the case. I think this team loses to anyone at the moment. Ball in from the set piece, terrible defending from Robertson. Robertson going, redeem yourself, sunshine and rainbow. Okay, deflection. I am fucking fuming. Do you know this team? I'm sick of this team. I'm sick of... Why as a human being do I oblige to sit here and watch shite? It makes no sense, especially for something that I care about. It makes no goddamn sense. And oh, I'm fuming. I am fuming. I'm Klopp out, gone stale, all for football, no midfield. Thank you for the super chat. Hurry up and move the ball. Stop passing it round the back, you fucks. Are yous idiots? Are yous all fools or something? Yous don't know what yous are doing? Oh, fuck off. Trent's trying to hold the ball. Press him. Press him. Why are you standing still, Nabby? You haven't played all fucking season. How are you goosed? Fucking press them. Because just sitting back isn't going to allow them to do anything to you, by the way. Because they're fucking you either way. Go and press the fucks. Acting like that you've been running all season. You've had the lowest running stats in the league. You can fuck right off thinking that you can wear this badge and they're through again. Oh, did you know Wolves, they fucking better bum this team, I swear to God. I'm sick of us. I'm sick of us. We don't even deserve top half of the table, chat. We don't. We are abysmal. We are an abysmal football team, and it's embarrassing. And I'm not trying to be that reactionary fan, by the way. I'm really not. I'm trying to be as balanced as possible. But this is atrocious. I'm not trying to say sell everyone. But sell everyone. We are worse than Chelsea. Oh, we're much worse than Chelsea because as a football club, we're terrible. The starting 11 is terrible, which Chelsea had the same issue. The manager isn't doing much to change it. Chelsea had the same issue. The only difference is they had an American owner, which is also the same, who actually had a bit of bollocks and decided to spend some money and change his whole 11. He went and bought a right back, like 3 midfielders. I don't even know what the fuck he done. He signed that many players. He got João Felix on loan for banter. And he's missing like a quarter of it already. Still got him though. It is 2-0, by the way. I just haven't got the timer today for anyone wondering. I haven't got the timer. I'm being a B-tech. And do you know what as well? I always ask myself a question. I should do a watch-along soon. Oh yeah, James, you should do a watch-along. Do you know how goofy I am for doing these watch-alongs? Because I'm making myself look like a tit because I'm fuming at the game. And I've got to communicate. I wouldn't even be talking right now if the game If I weren't live, I would be in disbelief in what I'm seeing. And in all honesty, chat, I don't even get the... Okay, then, so... Okay, people will be like, oh, if you can't support through the bad times... And listen, I have support through bad times. I've supported this club my whole life, and it's not always been good. But if you can't criticise in the bad times, that's when there's an issue. Do you get what I'm saying? And this is really bad, Nunes. Okay, not really much that he could have done there. Nunes, run for the fucking ball. It's the only thing you're good at. It's the only thing you're good at. There we go. At least you're all four for the ball. See what happens when you work well as a team. It was a foul anyway. It was a foul anyway, but at least now they're showing a little bit more agency. The fucks. Subtitles. Unlucky lad, YouTube don't do them. James, I'm very sorry for saying that at a wrong time. It's alright, Caleb. It's very, very fine. It's very fine. I'm sorry, James. I'm really sorry. Like, it's alright, Hector. It's alright. Don't even say sorry. Don't even have to say sorry. Calm down, James, lad. Don't need to calm down. Don't want to calm down. Who scored? Doesn't matter, because we're shit. As an Arsenal fan, don't care. Haha, you lost to a relegation team. Should have signed Tarkowski. Not opposed to that idea. Nat Phillips is clear. We need Qatari. Yes, we need something. That's for damn sure. We need something. What that something is, you may explain to me. You can, and feel free to do it, but I quite frankly, couldn't give two shiny shites. Jesus, man, I thought I was having a bad day. Yeah, life is not good. Only thing yous are good at. What are we good at? Only thing of what? Being shit? Fuck off. Raining entertainment. That was the shittest joke ever. For someone who's got entertainment in the name, that was shite. Much love, though. February is going to be a long month. It's been a long season. Oh, it's been a long season. Is anyone keen on just chilling? Why not just make every Liverpool game 3 o'clock so no one can watch it? Or very minimal people can watch it because I'm still being a tit and tuning in. Most sensible comments like that I've seen so far. Not that other comments haven't been sensible. This is just like the best. If this show had a comment of the day, this would be it. This would be it. Is it time for Klopp to go? Let me know what you think in the chat. You know my opinion. Ali says, I don't do if buts or maybes. I do absolutes, and Liverpool are absolutely finishing 10th. Thank you for giving us such a generous prediction based on what you've been seeing, because I think if we got 10th, that would be a massive overachievement. I've read that one. There's people saying it. There's people saying it, mate. There's people saying it. There's people saying it. But you know my opinion. And I'm happy to explain that opinion if anyone needs be. But right now is not the time. There we go. Better. Look at that shape. That's much better. Now Trent come forward with Salah. Very nice. And he's done just that. Play the ball. All right. There we go. That was better. That was better. That's, you know what I mean? You've kind of still shot yourselves in the foot, so you're not getting a reward for being able to perform a passage of play when you're all Champions League and Premier League winners. There's no incentive within this team, chat. These guys have just lost all incentive, all legs, or something. Fabinho's not right, Van Dijk's not right, Salah's not right, and people still fucking give me shit because I say Salah shouldn't be starting. No way should he be starting. He's done nothing all season. Scored a couple of goals. Alright, he's there to score goals. He's also there to play football. And when he's not scoring goals, he's not playing football. He's doing fuck all. That's what he's doing. So do you know anyone who's saying Salah this, Salah that? Do you know when you give someone 300 grand a week? And yes, I'm gonna go as low to bring up his wages, which is something I don't tend to do. But guess what, mate? He should be doing more than scoring the odd little goal or assist. You fucking stat merchants. When Darwin Núñez is your best player, that's a concern. That's a concern. That's more than a concern. And even he's been shite. I think Harvey Elliott's been our best player and he's done fuck all as well. Salah over the bar. See, now he'll go missing again for 20 minutes. That was his one chance to get a nice little stat on added on to the season. Sell him to PSG. Sell him to PSG. I love Salah. I love Salah. But honestly, mate, do you know if we can get 60 to 80 million for Salah in the summer? Give me. We need to build a new squad as it is. Salah is, even if Salah finds form, even though he's been shit for 12 months, he's not going to be good for years and years and years. He needs to go. He suits that club. I think it'll be nice for him. I think it's good for all parties, and I'll always love Salah, but that is shite. And he is being shite. People are saying Thomas Tuchel in. Luke says Thomas Tuchel in. I'm alright. I'm alright. I'm happy with my manager. I am happy with my manager. Will we get top 6, says Awaken. No, we won't get top 6. Not a chance. Not a chance on God's green earth. Big Tacos. T. says, we might as well become scouts for Liverpool. Something's happened since Michael Edwards has left, because this new kid, yeah. You know this new kid? What's his name, chat? What's his name? The goofy look. What's his name? The new fella who's in charge. Signing Gakpo and that. And yes, I'm still willing to give Gakpo a chance, but come on. He does look a bit like Ryan Babel. Oh, come on, Salah. No pace. No pace. Explosive. Salah would have got on the end of that. By the way, guys, we're 20 minutes and 41, 42, 43, 44, 45 seconds into the game. Approaching the 21st minute. Julian Ward, yeah, him, lad. Nah, I mean, listen, he hasn't had enough time, so actually I'm going to let professionalism prevail and not judge him too much yet, because he hasn't really been given much to work with. He never got given Coutinho money, and Michael Edwards, he even had a shaky track record until he was given Coutinho money. Before that, Liverpool was shit. Afterwards, Liverpool were good. Now we're shit again. That's the premise. Harvey should be starting. He needs a rest. He's played every game this season. I love the wallpaper. Oh, nice one. Nice one. It was already like that when I came here. James, pull your fringe up. I don't want to pull me fringe up. I know it looks shit. And I know it's meant for a comb over. And I never even asked for it like this. And this is also why I'm stressed. Because my team is shit. I'm moving out. And my haircut shit. And you know what? Now that you've brought it up, you've made me self-conscious. And I want to put my cap on. Because I don't... yeah, I agree. It's shit. And you're right. I should put my fringe up. But I don't want to because it doesn't stick. And I don't want to just be that tit who's doing that all game, shaking his head like a knob. I'd rather miss out on the Euro spot than not get top 4. Yeah, man. To be honest, no, I disagree massively. I'd much rather get a European spot. I know it's embarrassing to be in the Conference League, but finish as high as you can. Why is Fabio Carvalho not playing, for fuck's sake? This is actually a good point. Big up yourself, Ben. But I bet Klopp has changed him to play safe and be assistant player. That's the thing. If he plays Fabio Carvalho, Carvalho isn't going to look good, guys. There's no one individual saving this whole team. There's not, because the defence is terrible and the midfield's terrible. You can work with the team if they've got a shit attack. And believe me, you can work with that. You saw Everton do it today. You can work with a team like that. If you've got shit attackers, but a great defensive midfield, I much prefer that over a good attack and shit everywhere else. It's bullshit. Got a good goalkeeper. And even our attack, to be honest, I think is very, very, very below par. But that's because Diaz has been out, Jota, and they need to be given chances to really be, that opportunity to thrive. And, when Liverpool are really good, how good is Carvalho going to be? And then you get stupid Liverpool. And you know what? It would make sense for James. Yeah, we're on the attack. Let me shut up. Okay, we've just lost the ball, so I can talk again. Thank you. Oh, no, we won it back. Yeah, we're in the final third. Joel Matip. Oh, yeah, it is Naby Keita. Fuck off, Naby! You selfish bastard. Look for a pass, you fool. He's already checked out, you can tell. This is why I wouldn't have started Naby Keita, because he's already checked out. He knows he's not going to be a Liverpool player next season. If he cared or, thought about the all-round benefit of the team, he would have passed that ball. He literally would have passed that ball. Naby Keita is trash. He is fully trash. He's fully shit. But the point I was going to say, do you know those Liverpool fans who say, like, Sadio Mane, we miss Sadio Mane, and then you've got neutrals who'll say, oh, if Mane was in this team, you wouldn't be doing... That's bullshit. And it'd make a lot of sense for me, on marketing reasons, for me to say, oh, we're shit just because Mane's gone. At first, I thought that could have been a possibility. But it's not the case. We would be just as shit with Mane. We were shit. When we were shit as a team 2 years ago because we had no spine, Mane was wank. And then when we sorted our shit out and got to the end of all competitions and won 2 trophies and we were cohesive again, Mane was really good. And he was offered a new role in the false nine and done that superbly, by the way. And I wish we kept him for that. I think he would have been a good option. But in this team, he wouldn't have. So it actually turns out it's not a bad thing to have let Mane go, because the team as a whole has declined. It really has. And we do need to go through a rebuild. People don't realise, like, we're not going to be competing for the league next season. We're not. And no, actually, if certain players prove me wrong, if Van Dijk can come back to his best somehow, then yeah, okay, we can. But I don't know, mate. I don't want to give up on all of them. But it's so hard not to right now, chat. And it is definitely an in-the-moment thing. I'm definitely being reactionary. I can admit this. I'm a human being. Like, it's very normal for everyone to be reactionary in some way, shape, or form. But that is how I feel. And I have to speak my thoughts throughout what is a 2.5-hour stream. And this is being wank. We aren't doing anything next year. We're not even doing anything. Like, we're never doing... I don't even know when we're going to do anything. You're right, we're not doing anything next year. I overcomplicated that in my head. Esther says, is Klopp the man to rebuild, though, James? He's never been given the chance to rebuild because he's never... Oh, for fuck's sake, Liverpool. Well done, Alisson. Oh, my God, through ball. Well done, Robertson. Is that not a... Nah, it's not a pass back. What's it called? We've never seen Klopp try a rebuild, in my opinion. Listen, it could be Klopp, and I could be fucking bozo, but we were shit before Klopp came, and we're going to be shit if he leaves. I'm just saying I don't know if there's better. Like, yeah, I can't be fucked. Like, if Klopp went, I wouldn't mind Tuchel, but I'm not getting Tuchel. Like, if you're saying Klopp or Tuchel, I'm saying Klopp all day. Like, not even a question. There's many more... When you identify the list of problems and order them up, Klopp isn't even near one. Here's Trent. Fuck off, Trent. Yous are all shit. I love yous, but yous are terrible at football. And that's coming from a kid who can't even do 20 keepy-ups. And that's the God-honest truth, you know, chat. I can't. So people will be like, oh, James, well, how can you talk about football? I've saw these guys do it at their high standards. I've saw them at their best. This is shite. Liam said Lampard in. Fuck off, lad. Caleb says, I'm just saying that stuff has happened to us. All I'm saying is that stuff has happened to us that is much worse. Like us in 2010 nearly getting liquidated and relegated in the 50s. We have to take it like a grain of salt. Yeah, I suppose. I do think that's quite a loser's mindset. Oh, look what's gone wrong in the past. At least it's not that bad. You know, using the two worst instances in the club's recent 60, 70-year history. That's certainly, you know, to just use two case studies, the two worst case studies of the football club, and compare that to now and say it's okay because it's not those things. I'm not going to lie, I think that's a massive loser mentality. It's not the mentality I want to be engulfed in what is the most successful team in England. And by the way, that is statistically proven for those stat merchants who want to say, oh, Man United have more Instagram followers. Go for it, you're huge. And you do have more fans in terms of numbers and volume. I don't dispute that based on the data that I've seen. But in terms of trophies, I think that's what defines the biggest club. Not the most well-known club, the biggest club. And when you are the biggest club, it's nice to maintain standards. And I was there for 2010, and that was bad, and it's not that. Doesn't need to be that to call this shit out and to not be happy about it. Can you defend Klopp now? Yeah, I can. Yeah, chat. Tell me one reason why Klopp should go. One. Tell me one, and I'll debate you all right now. I'll rebuttal any one of your points right now. Anyone who's Klopp out, code on command. I have a lot of respect for you, my G, so I'm not even like calling you out in a bad way. I just know that you seem like a proper man, lad. You know what I mean? You seem like you can have discussion. Let me know why you think's Klopp out. Give me a reason. James, that was probably the answer that you could have gave. James, that was probably the answer that you could have gave. Sorry, Caleb, I don't align with what you mean. Tactics, all right then. So if players don't run, how can you implement tactics? Because the same tactics, these are the same players as last season that got to 2 finals. The tactics are the same. Should they be 10th? No. And there's actually differences in the tactics this season. The only difference is players don't run. So is that a manager problem or is that a player problem? And is it harder to replace world-class players who aren't playing world-class and doesn't look like they're going to be playing world-class in the future, or a world-class manager who won 2 trophies last season, 91 points in the Premier League? Champions League final. Fuck off with tactics. These players don't align with tactics. If players don't align with tactics, then yeah, it's the players before the manager. So there's my first point already. Oh, the best possible answer. Fair play, Caleb. Nice one. I agree with you, James. Klopp should leave. I never said that he should leave. If you meant shouldn't leave, he defo shouldn't leave. Never should Klopp leave. He can leave one day if it really goes shit. But not right now. Not when you identify the problems. This game's been very, not end-to-end, but there's a lot of shit happening. But I don't really want to watch it. Klopp is shit. You claim he was not given a chance to rebuild. This is some plonker who didn't think to refresh the team. Is that him who didn't think to refresh the team, or was it the owners? And he hasn't been given a chance to rebuild. The Dortmund CEO came out in 2019 and said he regretted letting Klopp leave, and that was the same Dortmund CEO who had Thomas Tuchel. You can go and find that source yourself. Go and type in Dortmund CEO 2019 on Klopp, and you can find that source. So I'm not just chatting shit. And you say rebuild. He got relegated with Mainz, didn't get them promoted the following season. Obviously, something went wrong at the club. It might have been him. It might have. I'm not saying it weren't. But he never got given a chance to rebuild that team. One season isn't enough. And then if you look at the next case study, Dortmund, he never got a chance to rebuild that team. He won a trophy with them in his last season. Finished 8th, granted, and then left. That's it. Or no, nearly won a trophy in his last season, was it that he got to the final? But I believe he did win a trophy as well. And then he came to us and literally got us to a Champions League final in a Premier League not so long ago, and people are saying it's him when it's the players who aren't running, and they're saying tactics. That is so bullshit. That is very, very bullshit. Get Pep Guardiola to manage a bunch of 5-year-olds in the Premier League, and you'll think, oh, James, obviously 5-year-olds can't play in the Premier League. Exactly, because they're not capable. The same way that these players are not capable. Of course, that's a very extreme example, but you get the premise. If these players aren't going to run, how are any tactics going to work? All right, then. So, boys, yeah, don't you think one thing the manager has said, run more? Don't you think that? And they haven't, and they're not. Sorry, is a lot of people just thick as fuck or thick as pig shit and just neglect these things and just think, oh, yeah, let's change the manager and we'll be sweet and let's do this and identify the main problems, which is Mo Salah, your hero, on 300 grand a week playing shite. Van Dijk underperforming week-to-week basis. Fabinho looking like he was the one who had the fucking baby. It's a big, big shame. It's actually an abomination to this football club. It's an abomination to see how poor some of these players have been. And it actually is because they're not capable. So you have to let them go. And you have to give the manager to rebuild. That is the premise. And I don't get how people don't get that. Shout out to Gangan Deep. Long-time viewer. That's a name I'm very familiar with. Nunes and Gakpo can't play 4-3-3. Gakpo isn't direct or quick enough to play left wing. Nunes doesn't have the link-up or hold the play to lead the line. Yep, I agree. They will both thrive 2 up top and a number 9 change formation. I think that's definitely a good shout. I think it's a good shout. It's just, it hasn't yet been able to be exercised because we're only in February now. Nunes has had an injury. So I don't think Klopp's going to go to a 4-4-2. And I don't think it matters if he does. Because even with a 4-4-2, we've still got a shit midfield and we've still got a shit defence. So it doesn't solve nothing. But I do appreciate the super chat, Gangan Deep, and I actually think the first point was fantastic. I just don't... and I actually agree that would work more, but it still doesn't work. It just doesn't. Everton will beat us next week, I've no doubt. I've no doubt in my mind. Lol, excuses for Klopp. Name me one excuse. Name me one. I just want one. Name me one excuse that I've just listed. If you can name me one instead of just putting one little line, you get more characters on YouTube, thankfully. So it's not just Twitter where you're limited to a certain amount of words. Use your words. Use the words that your mama gave you. And let me know what I actually said that was an excuse. Because I don't really associate them with excuses. I think it's kind of very visible if you watch football. This season is on Klopp for me. Why? Very poor from the chat at the moment. Very poor from the chat. No one's saying why. It is Klopp's team he assembled. Did he assemble it or did FSG assemble it? Because it's already came out from people close to the club that Klopp doesn't have an he doesn't have the majority say on players that he brings in. He'll let them know about the influence. He'll let them know about the team. But he's not the man who says, I want this player, this player, this player, this player, this player. And he gets them all. Not a chance. Not a chance. There's a reason why we've got a sporting director. So, all right then. Why is Michael Edwards so good if Klopp decided to get all the players? So why is everyone praising Michael Edwards? Oh, how good's Michael Edwards? If it was Klopp who got all the players. It's bullshit. Klopp didn't even want Salah. He said he didn't want Salah. That's why he's not choosing the players. It's the people who bring it in. These players right now aren't capable. And refuse to build for the future. All right, then, in any job line of work, tell me a job where you would decline more resources to help you with your job. You're telling me that Klopp has purposely said, no, I don't want an extra player. I don't doubt that he said no to players if it meant one player had to leave and then you can bring that player in. I don't dispute that. But you're telling me that he said just outright no to a player? Not a fucking chance. Not a fucking chance. Unless you've got 2 brain cells. Not a chance. He's reluctant to change the formation. I go back to my old point. It doesn't matter if he changes formation. It really doesn't. Because guess what? The team is shit. Van Dijk is shit. Gomez is shit. Matip without Van Dijk looks like one of the worst centre-backs I've ever seen. Trent has been shit. Robertson, been very shit. Fabinho, god-awful. How is that Klopp? How is that Klopp? Just tell me. Okay, I've just told you that. I'm giving you reasons, chat. Now give me a reason why that is Klopp. And why it's not more down to FSG and why it's not more down to the players. And I'm not saying Klopp is perfect. I'm not saying he's the almighty. He's not. But if he goes, who do we get better? Because all this shit's still here. There's still Fabinho. There's still Van Dijk. There's still Salah. There's still FSG. Just a different manager. Bone idle, brainless fools, empty boxes. Empty boxes. That's exactly what FSG are. And we're just like, Jurgen Klopp's fault. Fuck off. Fuck off. Klopp re-signed Milner. Is Keita ever fit? Is Oxlade ever fit? Are FSG buying new midfielders? You need someone. Fucking hell. Okay, so the one reason why Klopp should be sacked is because he re-signed Milner. Get him midfielders then. Why Tuchel? I get Tuchel's a good manager, but even the Dortmund CEO said in 2019, you can go and look this up yourself, I regret letting Jurgen Klopp go. It's the same CEO who appointed Thomas Tuchel. Tuchel's a cup manager. He's not the manager to get you 90 plus points in a league. He might have done that with PSG. Maybe I'm wrong, but I disagree. That's PSG. This is FSG. The 11th, 12th, 13th richest owners in the league, wherever the fuck they are. And as stingy as they are as well. The knobheads. And I don't care if it costs me interviews, chat. I've said this time and time again. I couldn't give a fuck. I've got no incentive to back Klopp. There's no incentive. Me backing Klopp, opposed to FSG, doesn't get me tickets in the stadium. It doesn't. FSG are a huge problem and we're saying Klopp out. Get the fucking protest together. People are saying to me, James, you sort the protest. What the fuck am I going to do when everyone's so flip-flop in football? It doesn't matter. There's no such thing as an FSG out. Yeah, it trends on Twitter. Twitter's for gazy. It's for gazy. FSG see FSG out trending on Twitter and they laugh in your faces. You're so nuts. It's a big shame. It's a big shame to see how the fan base is being manipulated and everyone was FSG out in the Super League and then no one gave a fuck. No one gave two shiny shites and no one done nothing. But that's because they're fine with mediocrity. That at least it's not as bad as Hicks and Gillette days. Okay. At least it's not as bad as a football club nearly getting The fucking turned over. At least it's not that, guys. So we get to Football League 2, okay. Sound. Okay, if we're in Football League 2, that's alright, because at least it's not Hicks and Gillette days. I will be communicating again now, guys. I've got this idiot spamming in the chat, so I've got to make sure. I can't believe it's 2-0. My head's been all over the gap. Like, you've probably noticed with me communication that, like, it's not as sharp as usual. It's because, genuinely, I've had so much shit going on outside of life and whatnot, so I've just been sorting all that out. And that's why I'm unsure what I'm going to be like in the future on YouTube. I anticipate uploading. I just don't know for sure yet, just because anything can happen, as recent times have shown. And then, like, when I come on stream, I'm not looking to be fuming, mate. I'm looking to have a belters with you all. You know what I mean? But we all care about football. It gets a bit emotional. I'm spamming because it's too much negativity. I don't really care why you're spamming. Don't spam. Everyone should have read Melissa Reddy's article. Yeah, I haven't read that, so send it to me. I'd love to read it. Hit that like button. Over 600 plus in the chat. Yes, hit the like button. On my demise. I beg you, James, please, in the next game, which is the Merseyside derby, let's protest FSG out at Anfield. You are from Liverpool. Please encourage everyone to protest in the next game. I beg you, please. People have got shit going on. People have got gas bills and gas prices to pay. Believe me, this club needs to be nearly turned over on its arse before people start protesting. Being 10th in the table isn't going to get people to protest. It'll get FSG trending, FSG out trending on Twitter by a bunch of 16 and 17-year-olds and whatever have you. People who genuinely wouldn't do nothing when it comes to a protest, but they'll tweet. And it's not even that they're not real fans. They're just as much as fan as the person who goes to the game every week. I truly believe this. It's just protests aren't happening, chat. We just need to be realistic. Not with right now. We've still got next season. And we can be back one day. You know what I mean, mate? I think Everton and Liverpool fans should all start supporting Tranmere. That would show them. Yeah, no, I'm all right. Nah, they're from Birkenhead. Diogo says Sadio Mane, best player in the world. Ben says no Liverpool fan cares that much at the moment. Fans seem to think, we've won it all. Doesn't matter anymore. Yeah. Code on Command, big up Code on Command. He says, how do you know it's not Klopp refusing to sign new players? He said we didn't need new midfielders. He didn't say that. He said we're not getting new midfielders, which implies the owners aren't getting new midfielders. And also what you hear in the public press is probably not is what is being involved with the conversations behind the scenes. This is where you need to assess a man's character. Does Klopp ever slander the players in public? No. And that's why a lot of people were shocked to see Fabinho being called out by Klopp, because that weren't slander. That was just brutal honesty. And Klopp doesn't even go there because he hates media. So what does he... So if you hate someone, you're not going to give them what they want. What do the media want from Klopp always? They want news on transfers. They want to sort of exercise the thought like, hey, Klopp, are FSG giving you money? Like, even though they're not saying that, you're thinking that, you think Klopp's going to go out there and say, we haven't got the resources, even though he's actually said that. Even though he said plenty of times we need to sell to buy. Do you think that's Klopp who's sitting there saying to FSG, by the way, guys, I think we should sell to buy? He's going out there to say what he needs to say. It's why I actually don't watch Klopp interviews and press conferences, because they don't mean much. And he could, and he would. It's not his job. His job's to be a footballing coach. And that's why he needs to fucking sort out everything else around the football club. Otherwise, he can't do his job, can he? Big up to Mike. Thank you for the super chat. Pre-World Cup 4-4-2 worked. It never worked. It never worked. We were still shit with 4-4-2. We just got a few lucky results. 1 out of Champions League, Prem before break, come back. We go back 4-3-3 and Klopp. But the thing is, though, like, we were still shit and we alternated between the 4-4-2 and the 4-3-3. We start on paper with the 4-3-3, but there's been plenty of times since the World Cup where we've alternated between the 4-3-3 and the 4-4-2. It still doesn't matter because the players are wank. They got more results, but that was because we faced shit opposition. And even in those games, we were lucky to win. The journalist questions are very picky. Exactly. The journalist questions are very picky, so no journalist is going to say to Jurgen Klopp like this, that, and the other, how do you think they should go? Jurgen Klopp's not there to give them the answers because they know that they can twist your words. They've already done it plenty of times. They've done the thing when Jurgen Klopp mentions about how, like, do you know when it was his 1000th game and then he referenced Arsene Wenger and he was like, oh, at least it weren't that. People, the journalist straight away was just like, oh, Jurgen Klopp taking the piss out of Wenger. That weren't the case. It weren't the case, and this is why he doesn't say shit to the media, because they can't be trusted. Gakpo was an utter waste of 40 million. He might be. He fully might be. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of what I'm seeing at the moment. Don't think he has a lot about him. He does look like a very just steady Eddie. Caleb says no one should discuss anything about Klopp. He's still the club. He's still our manager, and people have to put in their dumb heads. If people genuinely believe Klopp should leave, then they should be more within their right to hold that opinion and maintain it. But I'm not being funny or nothing, guys, yeah? I'm just trying to let you know that Klopp's not the problem. He's not. And I'm not always right, but come on, isn't it fucking obvious? Like, isn't it just a bit too obvious? Like, even a fool can notice this, like me. Like, I'm an idiot when it comes to this shit. I don't work in football behind the scenes. I've never played for an academy. But I read up on me shit, and, you know, you get some sources, you put them next to some other sources, and you get a gauge of what happens. And when I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I'm quite well known around the city, and I know quite a few people, like, from the club, and you hear things of how the club's run, and listen, it's, like, it's good, but it's not league winning, it's not Champions League winning good, you get what I'm saying? There's a reason why we done those things. So yeah, go on, just go and fuck off the only person who would... you wouldn't have a Premier League if it weren't for this manager. You wouldn't have a fucking Champions League. And that's not the same energy I'd hold in 5 years if we went out and spent on loads of players and got Klopp a new team and it still weren't working. Then yeah, you've got to get the best out of them somehow, and that might be a change. And you might be right. Klopp might be a problem. But there's so many more problems before him that I'm not even looking at him as a problem at all. The players are playing that shit. Put Pep Guardiola in. Yeah, chat. If we get Pep Guardiola managing this team, what the fuck's he going to do? Is he going to get these playing tiki-taka football, chat? Who's playing tiki-taka football in this team besides Thiago, who plays once in every 3 games? Naby Keita, who plays once every 3 months? Fabinho, who's as stiff as an ironing board? Van Dijk, who can't even fucking move? What's Pep Guardiola doing in this team, chat? Tactically, if you want to talk about tactics, what's he doing with these players? He's a world-class manager, and I'm not even trying to diminish Pep Guardiola. There's so many problems. Which do you address first, the owners? Well, actually, the short-term problems, the players, and the type of players I'm talking about. I'm talking Fabinho's. I'm talking I'm talking whoever you can sell that's old. And if that means that Salah has to go, sounds. If I don't know, anyone. Everyone's open season right now. Unfortunately, this is the way it works in business. When a business is collapsing and underachieving, you have to make some ruthless decisions, and you have to make them quick. And that can mean you can get one wrong. So if we sell Salah and he ends up being boss, then maybe people will be like, oh, we shouldn't have sold Salah. But we also need 60, 70 million. Because remember what I said before? We are sell to buy. And it's not Klopp who is suggesting, let's be sell to buy. Oh my God, we can be a good football club. Let's get all the honours because we are sell to buy FC. That's not Klopp, that's the owners. So you need to get the owners out, but in the short term, they're not going to leave. So you'd have to look at the players. Just give me one reason why... Yeah, one reason, chat. And for those who are participating in this, put the number 1 and then put your reason so I know that that's the specific comments that I need to look out for. Put a number 1 and then your reason. One reason why Klopp should leave. It's half-time, by the way. It's half-time, by the way, for anyone watching. It's Wolves 2, Liverpool 0. The half-time whistle has just went, and we are dead wank. And I don't know how people aren't seeing this. And how okay, so, right, I'm Jurgen Klopp. Hello. My name is Jurgen. Hello. I like to, sometimes I like to. I am the manager, right? Darwin Núñez, press B. Oh, perfect amount of power. Perfect play, Darwin Núñez. Right, pass. Cool. Now, that's normal FIFA play. Now, let me lower. My mate's just left the room. Let me lower his settings. You're onto the way you can make them slower, and you can make the pass slower, and you can do all that shit. Right, Darwin Núñez. Wow, that was realistic. He's just skied it over the bar. Wait there, let me try again. Pass from Trent. Oh, he's just skied it into Rosette. That's been like his recent form. Do you get the point and the premise? Did that make sense? It would only have made sense to a select few, but did that make sense? Did that make sense? Because the point of and reason why I just did that is because you can have the Darwin Núñez's, you can have the Trent Alexander-Arnold's, you can have the Mohamed Salah's, but if they've gone shitter, you can't do nothing with them. Whether your name's Klopp, Pep, Thomas Tuchel, Thomas the fucking Tank Engine, I don't care. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. The premise is that the players are shit. Jurgen Klopp is a coach. He is not a FIFA player. If Darwin Núñez is missing one-on-one chances, how is that Klopp's fault? If Fabinho's not running, how is that Klopp's fault? If Salah is doing fuck all throughout 90 minutes, besides maybe getting the one-odd goal, how is that Klopp's fault? Okay, you can then rebuttal that with, why is he starting them all? Who's Salah's replacement? Give me Salah's replacement right now. Right now. Harvey Elliott. All right, what about midfield? Henderson shit. Fabinho shit. So yeah, then let's just let. I'm going clinically insane because I feel like I'm patronising you, but it seems like a lot of people don't know this shit, and it's absolutely insane to me. All right, then James just came. Let's play a 16-year-old in Premier League football. That's the solution. Now, is that a coach problem or an ownership problem? Is that a coach problem or a structure problem? The fact that the second you remove your 300 grand a week right winger who's not working out, and his replacement is a 16-year-old right winger who we just bought from Celtic, who never played for Celtic, never once. Never scored a goal, never scored an assist, and he should replace Salah. That's what we're working with, and maybe that's why he is playing Salah. The fact that this is the guy, and I think Bento can be a good player, this is the guy that replaces him. Are you high on crack cocaine, you dumb barstools? You dumb fucks. Everyone is... There's a lot of thick people in this chat. You're not all, because there's a lot of intelligent people, and they tend to be... Guys, do you not see what I'm saying? Come on, mate. Like, why are we saying Klopp out? Let's not be stupid. When Pep feels he hasn't been backed, he just leaves. See, but it doesn't matter. Like, okay, then, so what? Klopp leaves. Liverpool is still in a shit situation. So we should sack Klopp because he wants to leave. Make it make sense. Okay, Klopp, we want to let you go because you haven't wanted to leave us yet. Why would you want to leave us? Is it because there's something wrong with the structure? Is that a manager problem or an ownership problem? Does that mean we should get rid of the manager? Just because Pep left Bayern Munich? What? What? He should know they are getting shit. That's his job, to manage them. To know when they are in decline, to know when they are old and used up. Okay, then, codes on command. Well done, codes on command. Have you ever thought about the fact that he's got no other players? Have you ever thought about that, codes on command? You ever thought about that? Oh, get new players. Have you ever thought that maybe he doesn't have the influence to go and get a whole new squad? Have you ever thought that? It's not his money. It's FSG's money. Put two and two together. Nowhere. I'm only saying the common sense. I'm not even saying anything that's out of the ordinary. Liverpool fans can't seem to grasp this. They're like, there's got to be a reason for why we're so shit at the moment. Clap, clap, clap. It's not Klopp, you fucking tools. When Arteta was 8th, was it Arteta? When Arteta was 8th, was it Arteta's fault? Or was it just that Arsenal were in a shit show? Hindsight proved to us that it's a shit show. And you know what? I was the one who said, I was also one of those saying Arteta should leave. The good thing is, as time goes by, I'm a student of the game. I love this game so much. I love football. I will always learn more. I will always learn off previous case studies. And I intend to do that in the future. Klopp is not the number one problem. Why are you going to sack him if he's not the number one problem? And I'll go back to the premise. It's much easier to find new players who can replace these, opposed to new managers who can replace Klopp. The same manager who used the same tactics that you're complaining about right now last year, less than 6 months ago. And he got maybe just over 6 months ago. But either way, you get the point. He got to a Champions League final, 2 trophies. But Klopp's the problem. Fucking brain dead. Brain dead. And get offended. Listen, we're having a conversation. You know what I mean? You can get offended if you want. I'm not getting offended. I get called a twat every day. You know what I mean? And I still love yous, even though I disagree with yous. But empty toolboxes, mate. Anyway, Pete Hour says, Klopp in, but don't need to stay with 4-3-3 and not go 3-5-2. Defending for Trent and Robbo. And Nunes, Gakpo, Salah, Elliott, Fabio can rotate up top. Nah, it just doesn't work. Does not work. Does not work. I appreciate the soup chat. Does not work. None of these players are working. None of them. Doesn't matter who you play in midfield, we're still shit. Doesn't matter what part of midfield you put them in with the formation, because we're still shit. Them players are still shit. It doesn't matter. It's not FIFA. People not grasping this. Oh, all right, then. The only solution, really, all right, let's get every player on the line. Boss. Got to go and tell them to do something. Klopp is a problem, so he isn't. Wait there. Klopp is a problem, and to say he isn't is blindness too. And this is why you don't listen to me, Barry, because I said he might be a problem, but he's not the main problem. Why are you going to let him go if he's not the main problem? If I've identified 2 stronger issues than Jurgen Klopp, FSG and the players, why does that lead to the manager? Why does the manager get the sack? All right, then, if you're working, what's the example? If you're a window cleaner and you and your 2 mates go to areas and clean windows and save cats from trees, great, phenomenal. But 2 of your mates don't clean the windows properly, yet they still get their share of the profit, and yet you still get to share the complaint. How does that make sense? It was their fault. So shouldn't they go? Or should it be this guy because, let's say he's the manager. Let's say he's the manager of these other 2. Should he go? No, he's the manager. Fuck those 2 off. Get new people in. Turns out they couldn't do the job. And these 2 guys might have been great window cleaners before. Might have been the greatest that Merseyside has ever seen. Get them a trophy. Unlike Harry Kane. But they're not that no more. Keep the same manager. Get rid of the players. Stupid comment, Barry. Stupid comment. I apologise and I respect you. I'm sure you're a great man. Stupid comment. Very stupid. Very, very low brain cells. Andrew Maida says Liverpool should have got Sabitzer. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. A great super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Why didn't we? Is it maybe something to do with the structure by any chance? Is it maybe something to do with the structure by any chance? Or am I just being a deluded governor? No? Am I just being a deluded fool? Because if I am, you can let me know why in the comments down below. Scouse African says, Thiago, Ox, Keita, Firmino, Fabinho, Arthur. All out. He wants everyone out. He's saying fuck everyone. Fair play. He is the problem because he's not knocking on FSG's door, telling him to sign players. So FSG out and flop out. I don't think you've got the concept. He wouldn't need to knock on FSG's door if FSG weren't such complacent lying bastards. Do you get the correlation? Thank you for the comment. Redmond, you are going crazy. Relax. I'm aware. Get the clips, baby. Caleb says, I actually feel bad for Klopp. He gets blamed for everything. That's the responsibility he's put on himself. Fair enough. How do we fix this, in your opinion, James? Get rid of the players. Not all of them, just get rid of quite a few of them and replace them. Get more structure from the football club. You know James is stressed with Liverpool when the London accent. Yeah, innit? It's a big shame, chat. It's a big shame. There's no heart with this team. You've got to feel bad for the new players they walked into. A mess. Exactly. So the same way that certain players are underachieving due to the premise that other players are playing shit. So what is Nunes a shit signing because everyone's playing shit? I know I've had my opinions on Nunes, but I know a lot of user fans. So is he shit because he's shit, or is it because the team's shit? Is Gakpo shit because he's shit or because the team's shit? It could be that the players are actually shit. I'm not even going to lie. Based on what I've seen, they don't look great. But it could also have something to do with the team. Let's also take it back to when Harvey Elliott was playing brilliantly last season before Leeds, and he got injured against Leeds when Struijk fouled him. He's playing great. And what was the correlation? A very cohesive, good Liverpool team, which played good football. And then he came back this season, and now he's not looking like quite the same. Maybe because we're shit. The same way that players can't look good in a bad team is the same way a manager isn't going to look good when their team aren't even putting in the bare minimum. The bare minimum. Thank you very much for the generous super chat. JC84 says, for everyone saying Klopp out, remember, FSG have to sack Klopp, then decide not to sell up and opt for investment, which never comes, then decide to replace Klopp with Potter after he's sacked by Chelsea because he's cheaper. The same manager that you want out before the owners... The same manager that you want out before the owners is all based on the decision of FSG. And they're not letting him go. So if Klopp is the main problem and he needs to go first, how come the owners who aren't the main problem not letting him go? Why, chat? Just give me one reason. One reason. By the way, that was £17.99, very well, 99p, very well spent. Very well spent. That could have went on Uber Eats or any, and you decided to spend that on facts. Well done to you, JC84, putting it in great context that a Scouser simply can't do. Please do smash a like. Or don't, smash a dislike, and that's fine. Both get it out into the algorithm. Our midfield is the main thing in our system, so if that's the bad, whole thing collapses down. Yep, facts. It's like, put Messi in this team right now. Guess what? We're still wank. Put Mbappe in this team right now. Yeah, we'll get a few more goals. Guess what? Still wank. Klopp is playing what he has at his disposal. Who can bring in the pitch instead of some of those who are underperforming? FSG are the problem. They don't care about this club. Only money. Great comment. And I'm not just saying great comment for those who disagree with me. The difference between the people saying Klopp out and the people who are agreeing with me and the ones that I'm reading out is that they're justifying their reasons. That £17.99p super chat was him. He weren't even saying Klopp in or Klopp out. It was just kind of a justification. There was an explanation that came along with it. That comment right there, Tweety786, there was context there. You get what I'm saying? It weren't just Klopp in, Klopp out. There was a reason, and that's why I read that out, not just because he agrees with me before people think, oh, James, you're only saying that you agree with comments, this, that, and the other. Nah, no, mate, I'm not about just saying I'm right. I'm asking you to call me out because I want to be proven wrong. I'm sure there's someone out there who could prove me wrong. Maybe if I spoke to someone at the club, they could be like, by the way, James, you've actually got this wrong. Klopp does have more of a say than you think. That's not what I've been told. But if someone of authority told me that, fair enough. If Klopp did sit there and say, yeah, I don't want more players, fair enough, then yeah, that's a huge issue. It's not the case, though, based on sources who I prefer, believe, and oppose to people in YouTube comments. No doubt. And it's actually, he said it himself. If you read into his own words, shout out to Emmanuel Leong. By the way, we're about to kick off for the second half. So please do stay tuned because fuck knows what's going to happen. Hey, mate, can you say happy birthday to Ethan Tone? Ethan Tone, happy birthday to you, my friends. I don't know how old you are, but have a belter. Hopefully you're not a Liverpool fan, and if you're a Man U fan, then you are having a belter. But hopefully Newcastle fuck yous. You might not even be a United fan, but happy birthday. This is why I don't do Cameo, because that is not worth money. That is not worth money. For those who need reminding, I haven't got the time today purely on the base that yeah, my OBS is messed up, so I need to get it sorted. I am sweating though, so let me take this hoodie off, chat. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, mate? Because bloody hell, if I'm going to be live streaming the rest of this game, I need to be fresh because I'm going to be fuming from the looks of it. Oh. Woo! Oh, fucking hell. Right. Stop playing about, Jim. Why did you not get Sabitzer? Who knows? Maybe no one wanted him from us. Maybe FSG didn't want him. Like, people sit there and think, like, Klopp sits there in a room and goes, right, I want him. Have you not realised that he's got a 10th place team that he needs to manage right now? And he's barely even got that, because these players aren't the same players that they used to be. It's FSG, or it's... The reason why it's FSG is because everything that happens always stems to them. So if the board of directors aren't doing their job, that stems to FSG because they employed those board of directors. These board of directors were shit, or considered shit. Remember when they signed Ricky Lambert, Latar Markovic, Fabio Barini, before Klopp came in? But once they got Coutinho money and Klopp was the manager and he was at the helm, similar level players were coming in, but it was just a lot more better of a team. Call me stupid, but that doesn't sound like a manager problem. That does not sound like a manager problem to me. Thank you. I don't want more players, okay. That's a great comment. Cater and Bajectis playing good. Meh. From a Chelsea fan, just a message to Klopp. Just a message for Klopp. You should not comment on others when your own house is on fire. Both Chelsea and LFC will come back soon. Fair play. I like Klopp, but why did he allow Minamino to leave? Did he allow Minamino to leave, or did FSG, who use a sell to buy system, need funds from Minamino? Because you remember when Klopp watched Minamino, wet his kecks, you know what I mean? The only reason why Minamino never played is because he weren't better than Mane, he weren't better than Salah, and he weren't better than Nunes. So did you ever think maybe it was the owners who sat there and said, oh, okay, you know what, we can get 14 million for this player that barely plays because he's nowhere near as good as our front three. Let's let him go. Brain dead. It's been quite fun calling out stupid people on this stream. It really has. I get real, satisfaction. And I'm very okay with believing I'm right in this case, because that's definitely not right. Like, saying Klopp's the main problem. He might be a problem, and I've always said he's not perfect. But no one else is going to come in and miraculously win us the league. No one. Name me one manager right now who comes into Liverpool team and wins us the league in the next 3 years. One manager, 3 years. Tell me one. One! There probably is one, but it's not one that is available. Like Poch, no. Thomas Tuchel, no. Arteta. As if. FSG's buy to sell model has failed now. There is no one to sell. It's sell the club now, or this club is dead for decades. It's a very good point. And whose fault's that? Not Jurgen's. Steve Bruce. Sean Dyche. Luis Enrique. Oh, fuck Luis Enrique. The little Barcelona merchant. Fucking Barcelona and Spain merchant. He wouldn't do fuck all at Liverpool with FSG. Wouldn't even understand what John W. Henry is. He'd look at him and be like, whoa. Klopp's still the man. Robertson. Oh yeah, go on Gakpo. That was shite, Gakpo. That was really shit. And Naby, that was even shitter! And Gakpo's just got nutmegged like a fool. He really is Ryan Babel. Honestly, he really is. He runs like Ryan Babel. Okay. took too long to pass there as well, but that might have worked, Naby! Oh, goal! No! Oh, no way, that was so close. That was so close. How did you bottle that, you fanny pads? Are you mad? Oh yeah, I'm bald. Tell him the fucking hell, Robertson. Send him the fucker. Smack him in the jaw, Robertson, you know what I mean? Fellow Scotsman, you know that. Handball, referee! If you remember the Reece James situation and you want to hold it to the same standard, remember when Reece James, handball, red card, get him off the pitch! Get him off the pitch! Nah, that weren't intentional. It's a penalty! That is a penalty if I've never seen one before. Referee, you are a joke! You're a joke! Fuck! Is that not a pen, chat? Would you not say that's not a pen? Ryan Babel is a lot better. That's it. Even Ryan Babel, he looks silkier than Gakpo. But he didn't look silky. He kind of looked like Matip. You know what I mean? Because he was tall and he had flair. But because he was tall, you never noticed it. And he just swayed when he ran like this. And then Gakpo kind of like does this as well. I don't know, lad. Like, I don't know. It's a bit seedy. Gary Neville will make a great manager. Pussy old Gary Neville, you know. Pussy old Gary Neville, you know. LUFC Marco, the team you have done a lot for your club. But the time has come for them to move on and freshen the squad. Can't keep them around for what they have done. Exactly. Otherwise, if we were keeping players on the sole premise of what you've done for our football club, then let's sign Ian Rush. Let's sign Kenny Dalglish. Let's sign Divock Origi. In fact, chat, unpopular opinion, is anyone keen on bringing Origi back just for vibes? Sorry. And this is why I shouldn't run the football club, because I do shit like that. You know what I mean? I'd be like, hey Stevie. In the league winning season, I'd have been like, Stevie, do you want to just come and like play a game? Like, do you want to just come and play a game and then just win a Premier League? I'd have done that. 100%. Because I'm a dickhead. And this is why I shouldn't run a football club, but I can also identify what the main problem is. Or not. Do you think that Liverpool's getting Zidane, you crackheads? Do people actually really believe that Zidane will come to Liverpool? Are we going here? The only way you're getting Zidane to Liverpool is through money. And who's going to pay him that money? Because it's not going to be FSG. Do you know the people who aren't as much of a problem as Klopp, apparently? Did you know that? Make Pep Linders manager. Fuck off. He's been revealing all of our tactics. Get him out the club. Bring back the fella who looked like Harry Potter. No, the character of Harry Potter. What was his name? I can't remember. Nah, fuck that. We've only just... Karius only left last season, innit? Like, his contract ran out last year. That's crazy. Zidane player manager. He could definitely play. In this team. Zelko Buvac. Nah. Your team is watch day, innit? We're fucking wank, lad. We're a proper shit team. It's really crap as well. You know, like, can you imagine watching this on a week-to-week basis? Like, United fans are fully aware, because they've been watching this for the past 5 years, and so have Arsenal. So I suppose there's quite a few people who'll be aware of this football. I'm not. It's been time since I've seen this football. Like 2 years ago, yeah, there was a little bit of a comeback, but then we still finished third, and Alisson still scored a goal. So that season was still really good in the end. And then we went on to win two trophies last year. So this is like really the first time I'm looking at this team. I'm like, whoa, there's no comeback. I weren't saying none of this 2 years ago, and I had a lot of reason to say like what I'm saying now 2 years ago. But come on, mate. Like, the club's still just as imbalanced from the top as it was 2 years ago. Which is the main fucking issue, you know what I mean, Governor? Am I just sitting like... Why am I like so far out the camera? I don't even want to be... I think I'm just sitting weird. I think I'm just being a bellend. I think it might be the camera. Yeah, maybe. Salah's just skied it over the bar. I just saw that on the replay. I haven't even watched this second half. I'm not even watching it. I should probably do it. I am, like, keeping a little corner, but I'm not commentating. Like, why commentate on shit? I'm here to commentate, but I'd rather read your comments, because there's nothing to commentate here. I might as well just replay previous streams. I might as well just play the last Wolves game that we played against them in the FA Cup and just add these goals in. There's no time, lads. No time. Sorry, the score's 2-0. The score's 2-0. I need to keep that up because I've been reading comments. The score's 2-0. The minute that we're in, because the timer's not working today, it'll be back next stream. The minute that we're in at the moment is 55 minutes, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45 seconds, approaching the 56th minute. So, yeah, that's the update. But, yeah, next stream we'll have the timer back, which will be all good and dandy. James Salah being sold for 80 million is a godsend. People need to realise age and forget sentiment. I agree. 80 million all day. That would be... And it's not out of the realms of possibility. Like, he has a good connection with the ownership there from the looks of it, at least. And on top of that as well, they'd be paying him big bucks. He'd go and win league titles. Oh, and Messi looks like he's going. I think if Messi goes, that could happen. If Messi goes, that could happen. Because you're not replacing Messi shirt sales, but Salah is still the #1 Muslim athlete in the world. That is shirt sales. Oh! Gakpo. Go on, Gakpo. See, I'm still willing to give him a chance. I think he can offer something. I just don't know what that something is. And when your team's so shit, it's just... 100 million to get Diaby in. I'd take Diaby. But we don't need another attacker. Oh, no, yeah. Oh, yeah, if Salah went... No, you're right. Sorry, you're right. Yeah, if Salah went, then yeah. If Salah went, you're 100% correct. Salah isn't worth 80 million. I agree, and I don't think he would go for 80 million. That's just the rumours. Hence why if we got 80 million offered, take it and run like Leggy. Someone just said that Gakpo can offer lankiness. You know, it's the way Salah just gets bullied all the time. I've got a naughty spot there, by the way. Can you hear that? That one. Naughty spot, mate. Proper grim Jim. A mini grim Jim. Klopp has nothing. Klopp has nothing. Wait there. Whoa. Okay, Klopp is nothing. He attack other clubs spending as if anyone cares. Oh, you're talking about how he moans in press conferences. Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like about Klopp. He does moan. I just think, like, why talk shit about other teams? Like, even if you believe it, I don't know. I don't think he needs it. But, again, I appreciate his transparency in that aspect, but he knows that the media is going to take that out of context. But there's certain messages that he just wants to get out there, innit? The one thing you know that he does, he fights for his own. He never slanders his players. He never slanders his club. Which in his role, I respect, you know. I'd also respected if he called out the fucking bullshit of the owners, but I don't think he'd have a job no more. And I don't think that's his job. He was appointed to Liverpool to be the coach. He's not appointed to Liverpool to be the saviour of who gets the evil American owners out. That weren't what he signed up for. Yeah. If you think that your business or a business that you work with, say it's Tesco or something, can be ran better, go to your manager and say, oh, by the way, like, you're doing this wrong, and then go on social media and say, oh, by the way, my manager's a cunt, doesn't pay me enough, and see how long you keep that job, mate. You know what I mean? See how long you keep that job. Have you ever thought maybe Klopp just doesn't want to get sacked? Darwin Núñez, he played for Benfica and moved to the Big Red. James, the type of guy to miss the toilet bowl and blame it on his aim assist. Shout out to Sharky. I always want Liverpool to do well. Arsenal fan. Thank you. No other big club would sit like us fans. They would go out and kick those owners out. Liverpool fans are too soft. It's actually not just the Liverpool problem. Even though I agree, like, yeah, we're being soft. It's not just an us problem, because United's owners are still there. Even though they've tried, I admire United fans a lot more for the efforts that they've made to get their owners out. I think when they ran onto the pitch, a point was made there, just never executed anything. But yeah, like other clubs, Tottenham haven't got their owners out, Arsenal haven't got their owners out. There's plenty of other clubs that, if you're going to use that same logic, then football fans are soft. Aren't they? Do you think Chelsea will be top of you? Yeah, probably. I love Enzo Fernandez. Devastated that we never got him. Big, massive waste of a great player. Who's coming after Klopp? Doesn't matter. They'll be shitter than him. They'll be worse than him. We need to do what Everton did before the game. What did Everton fans do before the game? I don't even know what they done before the game. We need more midfielders. Our fans too weak to just talk, no action. F Spirit of Shankly. I don't think people care. I think someone actually sums it up quite well, and I actually haven't looked at it from this perspective. There was someone earlier on in the stream and said, at least it's not Hicks and Gillette in 2010. At least it's not the 50s when we got relegated. Because Liverpool have been through such trial and tribulation. Oh yeah, we're on the attack. Mohamed Salah misses the post. When Liverpool have been through so many trials and tribulations, I think fans just don't want to get to that worst case scenario again, and that therefore removes all competitiveness out their brain. Therefore, if they're a team that finishes 6th and 5th, they're more than happy with being a football fan off of the hope of that you can possibly do it next season. If you can't do it next season, then you can do it the season after that. If you can't do it the season after that, then do it the season after that. And that's how FSG make money off fans like that, because there's a lot of Liverpool fans who literally live that way. A lot. Shite. A lot of Liverpool fans. Shit. So what I'm trying to say is that based on that perception, fans just don't want to be the worst the club can be. Do you get what I'm saying? Did United just score? Fair play. Rashford's been heavy recently. He's been so good. He's proved me wrong, Rashford. I thought he was half, shite. And he's been sick. But he's still not my favourite type of player. I wouldn't say Rashford's world class, but he's a very good player. He's decent. James, people think if Klopp isn't part of the changes resolution, then he isn't the problem. But how can he change anything under FSG? Fans need to see the bigger picture. I agree, Billy. I agree wholeheartedly. Yeah, Alex, lad, we're getting fucked. Alex just came in. Do you want to say hello to the fam and do some speaking for me?
Oh, don't actually speak for you?
Yeah, speak in the mic and just say hello, lad. I'm not telling you to do a speech. This is the guy that always wears the suits, guys. He's been my friend for how long have we been mates for now?
I don't know, a few months, a few weeks.
Yeah, a couple of years. He's just been a bellend. And essentially the idea behind it is we met through doing YouTube. So you done a few videos, I done a few videos, and we've just been mates ever since. As you can see, I've got more of a tan than him. Don't you reckon?
Shut up, lad.
You'd have laughed at that off camera.
No, I wouldn't, lad. No.
Yeah, you would have, lad.
Shut up, lad.
Anyway, Alec, fuck off. You know no longer needed.
Bro's looking smart. Oh, nice one.
Innit? He's looking sound. We were in Mackey's before, yeah. And then he said, what did the fella say to you?
I look too good for Mackey's, lad.
You look too good for Mackey's, innit? He was like, wow, you're looking zapper in Mackey's, aren't you, son? You know what I mean? Nah, he is. They're all saying that you're looking smart. This guy is lit. He's dapper. They're all the buzzing with you, lad. Nah. Nah, lad, nah. Henderson comes on for Keita, which he'll do absolutely nothing when it comes to the result of the team. FSG can't stay. Wait there.
Who scored?
I don't know, 2 Wolves players. Matip was an own goal, actually. FSG can't stay. We can't bring Jude in if we finish low. And we can't finish high up unless we get good players. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We need to get new players. Very simple premise. Very, very simple premise. Also, I think some fans need to realise the domino effect for situations like getting rid of Klopp, but then who else, or bench Salah, who plays well from... Sorry, I've read that wrong somehow. Then who gives him midfield? No, exactly, Billy. That's what I was saying before. Like, if you play Harvey right wing, then who's going to play in midfield? The squad is that fucked. Like, you're getting right backs to play midfield, or people want a right back to play midfield, and then you want wingers to play midfield, and then midfield to play wingers, and it's weird. That just shows that the club's fucked from top to bottom in terms of structure. Like, people think like moving Henderson slightly deeper and moving this player slightly more forward is going to make a difference.
Hey! Oh,
And what's his name? Darwin Núñez. Yeah. Darwin Núñez, and he's missing one-on-ones. Do you know how much shit I've been given for Darwin Núñez? Oh, don't worry, James, he'll come good. Don't worry, James, he'll come good. Don't worry, James, he'll be fine. James, you're harsh on Núñez. Núñez is our best player as well. Right now. Not in this game, but I just mean in general. This season, he's probably been our best player. And that goes to show how shit we've been. Núñez has just missed the most one-on-one chance that you're going to get. And this is what I said. Núñez costs you points when you're playing like this. But he's actually been the best player still. This is why it's so confusing.
don't you think it's been Trent or Robertson?
Which? Who's been the best player?
Yeah.
No. They're being shite this game. How do we get the poison? Nah, Núñez hasn't even been good this game. He's not been great. He's just sort of been what he is. Max, how do we get the poison of FSG out of this club? The same way that we got Hicks and Gillette. Use your voice. Use the influence that you can create collectively as a fan base. If you don't use it, they're gonna stay. If you keep buying shit, then they're gonna stay. I don't know, mate. I don't know. Timo Werner with a ponytail. I've said this. Do you know when I recommended that Timo Werner is better, if not the same quality as Darwin Núñez? And bear in mind, Liverpool wanted Timo Werner. They were looking for that quality of striker. Like that type of striker. And they've just turned out to be the exact same. Chaos. But no end product. You can't function without a spine. Our spine is shattered and needs a rebuild from the inside out. I agree. 100%. This is just definitely looking for a reaction. He just wants to see me fuming again. Fair play. Imagine Klopp with a mohawk, lad. Hey, could you imagine Klopp with a mohawk? Do you reckon he'd suit that? Do you reckon he should try it? If we lose this, it's not. Alex just recommended that this free kick from Trent Alexander-Arnold in the 68th minute is going to be a goal, which is just, in my opinion, not going to be the case. Not even close. The follow-up shot was even worse. Yeah. Love Trent. Scouser. Probably been one of the better players coming back, but it's just not really saying much because everyone else has been shite. Klopp will be sacked by the end of the season. Alex, do you agree with that?
No, lad.
Everyone's been saying that he should go, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been having to defend him for... Yeah, we're now on an hour and a half. I've been defending him for probably about an hour of this stream.
First, okay, let's even say Klopp leaves. Who's better?
This is what I said to them. And do you know what they said? Thomas Tuchel.
Shut up.
The guy who... Klopp won a Bundesliga with Dortmund. Thomas Tuchel didn't. And on top of that, Klopp beat Tuchel in 2 finals last year. Granted, it was penalties, but you know there was a method to the madness with the penalties as well. Like, Klopp does think outside the box. I just don't think Tuchel is better. I agree with Alec, and he hasn't even been in. Have you even been in? Nah, he hasn't even been in, so he hasn't been listening to what I've been saying. I think Liverpool will suffer without Klopp in the short term, but it will benefit in the... But how do you know what happens with Klopp in the long term? You know what I mean? And and we're not benefiting with him right now, so on that premise, then yeah, he should go, but that's not the premise. $20 minutes left. It's 70 minutes. 08, 09, 10, 11. If you want to sync up. Just gone past the 70th minute mark. The timer will be back in the next stream as well, the firm. So, yeah. What was you going to say? Yeah, I've been saying this, like, we are going through a rebuilding phase, but it doesn't really matter because we should still be above where we are now, and we wouldn't have needed to go through a rebuilding phase if it wasn't for the ownership, and if they just stay consistent. Watch. Oh, yeah, it's had to match Iore, actually. Nah, he'll take him on. He'll beat Robertson for a man.
Oh! 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 That was actually nice goal, lad. That was actually nice, lad. Like, that's good football. That's very good football.
3-0 Wolves, and we've been putting a spliff. Says Josh, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, mate. But Klopp's the problem. Klopp's the problem. No, Klopp's the problem. In a chat. Innit? Klopp is the issue. Donuts. Fucking fools. So yeah, then Klopp's a fault for what Robertson does here. Klopp's a fault for the gap in midfield. Klopp's a fault for the lack of reactions that come from both Thiago and Gomez. He's a fault for all those things. Is that the way it is? Is that the way it is? Chat, is that why Klopp's a fault? Because he's got no other centre-backs to start other than Joe Gomez? Is that Klopp's fault? You fucking tools, mate. Tools. It is, because people are stupid. Do you know what? If Klopp goes, I've already accepted that he probably is going to go because fans are already turning on him. But this football club's fucked. Like, say hello to mediocrity for the next couple of years because the fan base is clueless. They're getting manipulated every left, right and centre. When you identify Klopp as the main problem, when you've got that ownership and these players, you're a toolbox, an empty toolbox, and that's offensive to empty toolboxes. Like, it's an actual disgrace. It's a disgrace. And it's just the fact that people validate their opinions so wholeheartedly, and it go like, I don't know, mate. You don't even have a clue. Because Nunes is shit. That's why he's smiling. He knows he's shit. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe I got here. I was in the Spanish 2nd Division 2 years ago. He is fucking terrible. Oh, but he causes chaos. Oh, but he's got numbers. End of stream, Dave. Liverpool in the mud. 70 minutes in and Klopp doesn't make a change. Why does it matter? Guys. Why does it even matter? We've created the chances. And what quality have we got to bring off the bench? People just say, oh, make a change for change's sake. You make a change if a change is needed. We have not improved over recent weeks when we've made substitutions. In fact, we have tend to have gone worse when we bring players on the pitch. We've got a free kick. Not like it fucking matters. Because even if we score, it doesn't matter. From doubters to believers, back to doubters. But you know what, though? We should have never been believers in the first place. Because of Jurgen Klopp, that's why we were believers. Based on the structure of this football club, we never had that right. And we actually had a good manager in Brendan Rodgers before. Brendan Rodgers went on to prove himself to be a class manager after Liverpool. He won the league with Celtic with the right resources, won the FA Cup with Leicester with the right resources. It's only now that Leicester are in financial disarray where they've gone a bit shit and some of the players aren't the same, so they can't reinvest back into the squad. It might not be the coach, it just might be the players, which is why they're not hitting the same expectations, but it's the same players. The same way with Jurgen Klopp. It's like, even though we had such a good manager in Brendan Rodgers and he couldn't even win a trophy with us, because with Leicester, Jurgen Klopp comes in and wins every goddamn trophy, and he's the problem. Cool. Makes no sense to me. In fact, that fucks with my brain that people even think 2 + 2, oh yeah, equals Klopp going out. Mad. And you might be right. Klopp could be a problem. I have emphasised time and time again that he could not be perfect. No one's perfect. And there's a lot of things that Klopp does that I suggest, even in league winning seasons, where I'm thinking, why hasn't he brought this player on? Why hasn't he done this? Guess what? That'll happen with any goddamn manager. Any. It's not a hard concept, people. You need to identify the main problems before you just get rid of a problem. It makes no sense. He's not blameless, but he's not the main problem. Exactly, this is what I mean. I'm not saying Klopp has nothing to do with it, but when you're saying, all right, Salah's fine to be here on 300 grand a week and doing what he's doing. So Van Dijk's fine to be here on 200 grand a week and do what he's doing. FSG are fine to run our fucking football club into the ground and do what they're doing. But Jurgen Klopp needs to go. Perfect sense. Perfect. Yes, mate. Yes, mate. Yes, mate. Well done. Good knowledge. Well done, chat. Well done, members of the chat. Well done. Well done. Gold star for you. Muppets. Omar says, Liverpool fans, you could have had Potter, so be grateful. I don't even think he's like a problem at Chelsea. I think you'll change your minds about Potter very soon, trust me. I don't think he's... I don't know. I still wait to see if he's as good as Tuchel, because I actually rated Tuchel. And if Klopp went, I wouldn't mind Tuchel. I just wouldn't make the decision myself to say, right, Klopp goes, let's get Tuchel. But if I went to Liverpool and Klopp was already gone, then I'd entertain the idea of Tuchel. Why not? You know what I mean? Why the fuck not, mate?
So what you're saying is you're Klopp out?
No. I'm not saying that at all. Dude, there is no reason to lose to a bottom 3 team this season. No Liverpool team can be this bad. Strategies have changed 4 times. Players look confused. Players look shit. Players look like they're not running. Players look like they're not listening. It's the players. I get what you're saying, and thank you for the super chat, but it very much is the players.
Oh!
And again, Jurgen Klopp might be 5% to blame, but why does that result in him having to leave? He might be 10% to blame, but why does that have to result in him having to leave? When he's shown that under a sustainable functioning football club that invests, and the only reason why we invested is because of the Coutinho money, we've shown he can do good things. So don't you think maybe we should probably keep this gem of a manager opposed to letting him go? And then let's say we get Qatari owners next year, and then everyone's like, oh my God, imagine what Klopp could do with these owners. Give him a chance to get them then. Give him a chance to get them. These are words that you have all said. The same people who are saying Klopp out right now are the same people who have said those exact words. Oh my God, can you imagine Klopp with Pep's money? Oh my God, that's that. Where's the same energy now? You flip-flops. I've always held the same energy on FSG. Even when we won the league, I suggested they should leave. They still try to create a Super League, you stupid fucks. And they're still selling you merchandise, and they're still doing these things. And people are just there laughing it up. Go. Yeah, man. FSG, yeah, man. Oh, my God, we just got Gakpo in January, even though we should have got a winger in the summer. Oh, my God, we got a centre-back in January, even though we should have got him in the summer. Fools. But it's Klopp's fault. Oh, my God, Klopp should leave because he doesn't want more players. Yeah. A manager is denied more resources to help him in his job and is now complaining about squad time. Yeah, mate. Okay, mate. Okay. And if you want an analysis on this game, it's just been shite. No in depth. If you want something more professional and proper, go to Sky Sports. I'm on the move for professional and proper. I'm going to say that we will come back. Yeah, man, you say that. Good thing words are words, and that's all they are. Exactly, the players are making me feel like that they aren't happy to be playing, but Klopp is a small part. All he needs to do is get the right starting 11. Yeah, man. And he's not getting that right starting 11 from his bench. So where does he need it? The transfer window. What have we just had? a transfer window. How many players did we bring in? Oh, sorry, no, one. Sorry, no, one. No, before people correct me, it was one. It was Gakpo. Chat, imagine this, yeah. We need a midfielder, and then behind a midfielder, we probably needed a defender. Right. Just because we know Gomez is injury prone, we know Matip's injury prone, we know the score, right? Okay. Imagine me saying to you, the first part of this writing test is a drawing exam, and you're going to require a pencil, and the teacher gives you a pen. Now, they've gave you a pen because you might need it for the later part of the test, but the first part's drawing. So now you've got to do a drawing, make no mistakes whatsoever, because you've got a pen opposed to a pencil with a rubber. All FSG have done is bought Klopp a pen when he needs a pencil. Tell me how it makes sense. Can someone please tell me how it makes sense, just in any way, shape or form? I'm waiting for one reason. I've read hundreds of comments today and I still haven't found one. Too many issues, zero control of the game, not pressing well collectively, too many errors, not trusting each other, no real leaders on the pitch. Exactly, these are the factors and variables that come into games of football. And when you think about indecisive players, which is basically what all those things summarise, these individuals that are wearing a red shirt, that's the player's fault. They're the ones who are being indecisive. Tactics only get you so far. Like, you've got to understand, when players win trophies, there's a reason why the managers say it's down to the players and not just me. Because they have to actually put it out on the pitch. These are the same tactics that were working last season. Let's not be deluded, people. The running stats haven't gone down because Klopp has told the players to stop running. It's just not the case. Oh, but you shouldn't be working the players into the ground. Well, shouldn't FSG be bringing in more players to accommodate what was a very successful system with other players who can play in what was a very successful system? And then therefore, wouldn't you apply that blame to FSG then, knowing that they could have just got more players who suited the working, efficient system? Call me dumb. Call me stupid. Aniket says, early call-up with 7 pre-season games in 1 month, 5 countries after 63 games, 3 finals, World Cup season, no medical team, no signings, 95% injury fatigue related. Is that Klopp's fault? Read that super chat, guys. Is that Klopp's fault? Tell me, is that Klopp's fault? Tell me, I just want one. So is no medical team Klopp's fault, right? Is the player coach... Is the manager coach who's there to coach the players? The sole reason why he was appointed was to coach the players, not to bring in transfers, not to hire doctors. Is that Klopp's fault? Oh my God, he's running the players into the ground. Okay, so a manager doing his job by getting as far as he can in every single competition and playing his best players in those games is a problem. Okay, mate. It's fucking pathetic. Great super chat. Thank you very much as well. I appreciate that, Aniket. Yeah, no doctors is Klopp's fault for sure. No, Klopp held on to players for too long. Was that Klopp who held on to players for too long, or was that FSG? As I've already mentioned, Klopp doesn't have that heavy influence. He can say who he wants and he can say who he wants to go. He can have a say maybe, but it's not the majority say. There's a reason why we've got a board director. Otherwise, why have we got a board director? And why is their role... why? All right then, so why, when we were doing well, why was Michael Edwards getting so much praise? Because it was common knowledge that he was... What's happened here? It was common knowledge that Michael Edwards was good, even though he was actually shit up until Jurgen Klopp came into the club. And he was buying people like Balotelli and Ricky Lambert. And the reason why I know this is because Brendan Rodgers even came out himself and said that he never had an influence on the players that could come in. And I've also spoke to people who have worked under FSG. I've never mentioned names, but people who have worked there, they have explained the structure of how the ownership is ran between the two owners. They explain the structure of the football club, how they analyse players, and who has the final say. And I can assure you it's not Jurgen Klopp, only based on what I've been told by more reliable people than YouTube comments. Shout out to Omar. He says, how about Chelsea get Klopp and get Tuchel? By the way, guys, something's happened to me. to the game. I need to try and get it back up because it's messing up at the moment. That's all being said. Let me see if I can find it anywhere. Nope. No. Hey, lad, can you try and sort that out? Could this all be part of a cunning master plan? Probably not. Greetings from the Philippines. Big up to anyone who's watching from the Philippines. 10th. I'm surprised we are 10th. Honestly, I'm surprised we are 10th out of all of the positions. Like, the way we play, we should be 20th. I swear to God. The way we're playing, we should be 20th. Thankfully, we've still got a decent manager who's able to keep us above 40. Like, do you remember when Everton finished 10th with Carlo Ancelotti and everyone thought that was shit? And then you've saw what happened since. Just be careful what you wish for, mate. Be careful what you wish for. You never know when you've got the gem. And literally this same problem, the main problem, won us 2 trophies last year with these players. Is the manager or the players, chat? Or the owners? Maybe a bit of everything. And I think it is a bit of everything, but when you identify that it is that, who's then getting the majority of the blame? Oh yeah, I think Klopp will get sacked. I've already seen it from this chat. I know he'll get sacked eventually. I think by the end of the season, FSG needs an excuse. Klopp can be the sacrifice. Why not? It's bullshit. It's not what I want, but the way people are speaking in this chat, it'll probably happen. It will probably happen. And then we'll still have FSG. We'll still have the same board of directors that bought in Ricky Lambert and Balotelli. We'll still have Salah on a 300 grand a week contract with no replacement. So come on, let's be real. He probably is going to go. Everton will sack Klopp for us, I know, yeah. The fans will go mental. I believe they will. I think sensible Liverpool fans who go the game week in, week out, and people who religiously follow this football club to a point where they analyse infrastructure and they analyse more than just what's on the pitch. Not to say that people who say Klopp out don't do those things. But I know a lot of the people who... Oh, no, it's going to be 4, isn't it? Thank fuck, Wolves are shit. Do you know what's mad? Wolves are actually shit as well. They're 18th. In fact, we've actually just put Everton back in the relegation zone. If we can take any positives out of today. Because I do hate them. I'm not a fan of Everton. Like, me personally, I hate them more than United, just because I grew up with their fans. But I hate United more as, an entity. I don't know, lads, it's a weird relationship I've got with both of them. When fans don't know the answer, they will make one up. 100%. 100%. Shout out to Max for the super chat. He says, James, props for you for carrying on with the live stream. I got rage quitted 40 minutes ago. Lads, it's not easy yet, but when you get people like you supporting the channel, lads, it's most certainly worth it. We've had a good discussion. I've enjoyed the chat, and do you know what, mate? YouTube would be boring if everyone disagrees with me, and even though that I think that there is a few screw loosers, I still appreciate you the same as people who agree, disagree, whatever. Even if you nothing me, just nice one for tuning in, nice one for contributing to what's been a... Do you know what? Besides a shit game, it's been a good stream, mate. I've enjoyed talking to you about everything. It's a shame to see where the club's going. Like, from a footballing point of view, it's a big, big shame. And this stream's taught me quite a lot. Scouse Gamer says he's going to go for sure. FSG not spending what he recommended. Who he wants as FSG didn't commit. If FSG stay and sack Klopp, there will be an uproar. There will most likely be riots, I hope so. That might be the one thing that gets them out the fucking club. You know what I mean? If we had different owners, we don't know what Klopp's like with really, really sick owners, so then maybe you can start to ask more questions on if it's him or whoever. Oxlade-Chamberlain nearly scored. But we don't know that. But the same people saying Klopp out now are the same people who are saying, oh my God, what will Klopp do with rich owners? And yet we've still got the same owners, but we're getting worse because there's been a lack of investment. Because we just expect Fabinho and Salah and that to stay sick for 10 years. Like Manchester United, the only players they kept for a long time, like obviously there was a weird, like Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, and a few other players for sure, like Rio Ferdinand and whatnot. But there was still a lot of players that were in and out of that football club. Man City, a lot of players who were in and out. And when you talk about like a peak, like players were replaced at a decent time at United. And they've got a fucked up ownership, which is why they probably weren't as perfect. And you wouldn't have allocated Manchester United's previous 10 years to Sir Alex Ferguson, would you? No, it was the owners. Frank's love your channel, James. Always excited when you upload. Hope life is well. Nice one, Franks. I hope life is well for you as well, mate. And thank you for that super chat. Really appreciate it. Really nice comment. Justin says, if Klopp extends Keita, Oxlade Milner's contracts, I think he doesn't understand the problem and the team will get worse and worse. It will ultimately cost him his job. Maybe. Very well, maybe. Klopp looks broken, mate. He looks broken. It's all right, Jurgen, lad. You'll always be a great manager wherever you go. Right now, this club doesn't even deserve you at the moment, mate. The way we're treating you. The fans want you out, or certain fans. Definitely not the proper fans, but certain fans want you out. The owners don't back you to be a league-winning club. Okay, fine. If we're aiming to get top 4, then they might do a little bit, like, more than enough for that or whatever. Like, I don't even care. Even that I question, because Newcastle and Tottenham and Arsenal and Chelsea and City, that's more than 4 teams that have spent more money than us in recent time. Nice one, Abdu. Appreciate that, son. Might seem crazy, but it looks like Klopp has told them he's off. Imagine that, boys. See you later. Can't be arsed with this shit. Dave, what choice does he have? No investment, so he has to extend their contract. Yeah. Klopp should rebuild his team in the Championship. Not Merseyside in the Championship, yeah. Gotta take the good with the bad. Can't be a child and run from your problems when the going gets tough. Yeah, man. Poor Klopp, only on 15 million a year. Yeah, because money defines everything in life. Kind of shows where you're at, James. Yeah, I still don't really dispute that. Thousands of fans giving you shit on a day-to-day basis. It definitely helps if you're getting 15 mil a year, but it's not the sole premise. And if that's the way that you live life, then I think you're probably going to be dead unfulfilled, to be honest. Ross Lad says, tactical problem. Defence line is too far from the midfield. Klopp knows his midfield is shit. It's not his fault. Thus, he knows high line will work. This shit Gega pressing. Yeah, exactly. Nothing works with this team. Because to be a top 4 team, you can't just play a basic 4-4-2 week in, week out. You have to change it up in the modern game. And if you keep doing... Like, it doesn't matter where you put Henderson on the pitch, he's shit. It doesn't matter where you put Fabinho on the pitch, he's shit. And the best players at the moment is Darwin Núñez. I'd even say Gakpo's like being one of the standouts of this game, and even still, he's been terrible. Smash a like if that's sweet, guys. The game's over. 3-0, sorry. Felt like 4. Should have been 5. And I've now got to apparently do a match reaction for this, which I really don't want to do, but... You've got to, don't you? Would you be happy with Todd Bowley? Yeah, no. Yeah, no. I don't know what he's like yet. He spent a lot of money in one window. That's it. Doesn't matter. We need some kind of therapy, for fuck's sake. It's driving us all. Yeah, it's bad, isn't it? Imagine not playing Champions League next season. United fans would know that this year. Derek says, it is what it is, all part of the fun. We'll raise again, no problem. Might take a couple of seasons, though you'll never walk alone. Todd, here we comes the money. Bowley, you seem so broken right now. Been broken. Been feeling like this. Why would Bellingham sign up for the shambles? Innit? Merseyside derby next. Might have to wash my eyes out with bleach after this. I'm gonna go watch some TV, scran a lot of chicken and hire a therapist. Yeah, man. Hire a therapist. Yeah, I got you. Could be worse. Could be Everton. Yeah. Won the first game and they're still in the bottom three. Well, first game with Sean. Wait, Shoney. Yeah, man. Guys, big shame. Not a great end to the day. But fun stream. As far as the communication was concerned, the game itself was terrible. Alhambra. Chelsea fan here. I think it's clear, and I think it's clear that FSG are the problem, but it's not the money. They're not as hands-on as previous. Ask any Red Sox fan. Exactly. Like, speak to Red Sox fans. It's not just me being FSG out to give Klopp excuses. Speak to Red Sox fans. They're not related to Klopp at all. They don't even know who Jurgen Klopp is. Ask them and see what they think. In fact, I'll do a topic on a video that I saw quite a while back of when John W. Henry was being asked about questions and whatnot, and all it simply exposes, which is already being exposed, is that they haven't got the facilities to be able to run this football club as a league-winning club. And if they're going to be charging ticket prices as league-winning ticket prices, if they're going to be charging Champions League nights and extra game, you've got to be delivering the product, and FSG unfortunately don't match the product with the expectation of what they set for themselves. When we won the Champions League, okay, it's now we're going to go and kick on. And we went and won the league with the exact same team we won the Champions League with, but with a few players gone. And Adrian. So, we deserve all of this. Someone said Klopp out. Red Sox fans booed in that interview. Yeah, man. Because the scumbags. Oh, but they've won us a Premier League. Yeah, FSG won us a Premier League. Tits. Annika, thank you for your super chat today, Annika. You've proper, like, you've sent in loads. I appreciate it. Pain. Yeah. I need smoke after this train wreck. Yeah, man. Go get your smoke, my G. Go get your smoke, my G. I would not stop you. I would not stop you. Guys, where do I even go from here? Do you reckon, chat, do you reckon that's just stay live for a bit longer and not do the match reaction later as a separate piece of content? Or, sorry, no, stay live now and do the match reaction. Or go live, or go and do a video. What do you think? Unpopular opinion, but Salah should play as a cam in a 4-2-3-1. That's an opinion that I massively will never agree with. Literally has no attributes of a number 10. He doesn't have dribbling. He doesn't have the simple link-up play that's required for a number 10. And a number 10 is a very dying breed in today's game. It's not working with the players who are capable of achieving that role. It's definitely not going to work with Salah. That's for damn sure. He is dead. And if he's not scoring, he's not existing. Stay live. Okay, we've got the premise. Thank you, because you're actually saving me work there. Do separate video, lads. Nah, it's actually... Someone said do a separate video to get extra cash. It wouldn't actually be extra cash. It'd just be like... pretty much equate to the same. In fact, you get more money for doing live content on YouTube and Twitch and whatever have you. So you guys, like... This... I don't know how many super chats... you guys are being generous with super chats this stream. But that's like... This will make way more than a video. So cash is never the incentive. I do videos because they're the highest quality that I can give you. Whereas this lighting and stuff isn't actually as bad, so you can see me. Apparently you can hear me, okay, so it's good. Anyway, let's not bore you. No one cares about the production and the financial of the channel. Let's talk about footy. Player ratings is probably a good place to start. Guys, do we really go through each player individually and say this player was a 1 and this player was a 2 and this player was a 3? Let's be honest, the best player was probably... Guys, who's the best player? Who's the best player? Because I feel like this is only work from identifying the worst player and working your way down. And the worst player today just... was everyone. Like, the team doesn't look good. I just don't understand how you blame one person. Thiago was shocking. Besiktas was shite. He was shite, Besiktas. But I said that we were going to go back to the start of the stream. I said we were going to get bullied in midfield because there's no physicality there. Naby Keita plays one in every 3 months. Thiago plays one every 3 games. And Besiktas still hasn't hit puberty. Very simple premise. Much better football than me, but his balls aren't even fully grown, and we're there expecting him to play in the Premier League next to Thiago and that when he's barely played a few games. Don't get me wrong, I was happy with playing Besiktas. I'm just saying I don't think it means we're definitely going to win. Would I prefer it over Fabinho? Yes, because Fabinho's shite as well. But it doesn't improve your chances of winning, which goes back to FSG. Go and get some adequate options who can replace him. And stop being Summer FC. Oh, we'll get Hughes in the summer. See Neil Jones come out the other day with his bullshit. Oh, Liverpool are looking at 2 midfielders. And by the way, I'm not saying Neil Jones is bullshit. He's actually probably a sound journalist, decent guy. But does also regurgitate things like he's got links at the club. But, he's basically going to tell you what you want to hear. And the way he worded it was 2 midfielders and possibly more. That means FSG are probably looking at 2 midfielders and possibly more, but it doesn't mean that they're definitely going to get them. I think what it entails is 2 midfielders, a bunch going, and Tyler Morton and whatnot to be elevated to the first team squad, that's for sure. Guys, please do remember to smash a like. I'm staying live. I'm getting tethered by loads of different fans. If you can smash a like, brilliant. Or a dislike if you don't like it. I suppose you shouldn't like it if you don't like it. Just woke up to a nightmare. Thank you for the super chat. I would take any decent midfielder. I don't even know what I'd take right now. I'm not too picky. Sebastian says we definitely need to lay more pressure as fans. It's the fans' fault why we're in this position. It is, because yous all persist with these owners. And I say yous because I'm not. I'm coming out on a platform to hundreds of people and thousands of subscribers saying this all the time. I'm stopping myself from getting player interviews. I'm minimalising opportunities to collaborate with the football club just simply by talking about the owners. I would massively benefit more if I was just keeping quiet and being like, nah, guys, or even if it didn't go as full on as it did. But I know FSG is fucking every one of yous over. FSG are literally saying to you, give me your money, pay us for Premier League winning seasons and Champions League winning seasons, but the product is top 4 and top 5 and top 6 and lack of investment. Come on. Cody Gakpo, Ryan Babel. I actually think Ryan Babel had more skills. I enjoyed watching Ryan Babel more than Gakpo, visually. But of course, I'm not saying Gakpo will be shit. Have faith, James. Okay. Faith restored. But again, I've very much learned this stream that people are only compared. Like someone said to me earlier, James, you're at least it's not the times where Hicks and Gillette, or at least it's not the 50s when we got relegated. As long as it's not the worst possible situation where your club is literally about to go folded, FSG is safe because they saved us from Hicks and Gillette. So that means they can lower the standards of that was built through to. So they can lower the standards that was originally set off the premise of which Bob Paisley, Bill Shankly, all these people went ahead and built the heritage of the football club that they implemented throughout the 70s and the 80s, and you're telling me that's now all shat on because a bunch of Americans want to maximise profits. Listen, as businessmen, they are doing that to maximise profits, understandable, but they have no clue about this football club, and on top of that, they're not ambitious, therefore not aligning with the culture of what this football club has been built on, which, factually, this football club is the football club with the most major trophies in England, which is why it's something huge to take into consideration. Absolutely massive. Dirk Kuyt has more skills than Gakpo. What is Morton going to do? Morton's probably not going to do nothing, especially in a team like this, but I actually don't dispute Morton putting in more of a shift than Fabinho. I think that's a possibility. And Besiktas, I think he's more ready than Besiktas because he's actually played men's football. People think Morton's shit because he's at Blackburn, who's been one of our better players this season. Granted, still not great, but one of our better players, Harvey Elliott. I think that's not a weird thing to say. I think Harvey has been one of the better players this season. At least one of the more consistent ones. Good out of a bad bunch, so I'm not saying Harvey's been world class. He's still not been great himself. but he's been one of the better players, and Tyler Morton, I think, will have a similar impact. Not just because he played for Blackburn, but he got that season of men's football. I think that's why Curtis Jones hasn't kicked on yet, because he came through the academy, got that goal against Everton, never got the chance to come back since. Guys, we've got 1,000 people in the stream. Wow. Stop terroring me, though. You know what I mean? Fucking give me a break. I'm a sound Liverpool fan. Questionable. Callum says, do you think we are a mid-table team now? Factually, we are a mid-table team. It's stats don't care about my feelings. You don't care about my feelings. Like, we are a mid-table team. Okay, yes, consistently, season in, season out. Are we a mid-table team? No. Right now, are we a mid-table team? Yes. Are we likely to finish mid-table? Yes. Are we likely to finish higher than Conference League? I think that'd be a great achievement where we are right now. Besiktas shouldn't be starting in hour 11. The only thing I've got to combat this... Shove Fabinho? Nah. And who else? There's no other holding midfielders, so you have to play someone. Oh yeah, and Henderson? No. You need to try something new, so even though it never worked, you need to try something new. I think maybe you might be saying as well, Tom, that could emphasise the point that FSG don't spend enough, and that could be very well true. That could be very, very well true. Depressing FC. Very depressing FC. We need to have more faith in the club because the player... Yeah, let me read that because the comments are flying at the moment. So it's like scrolling up dead quick. We need to have more faith in the club because the players won't have the motivation to play. God, since all their thinking, the hate, I'd say. Massively disagree. We went into this season with the most passion, the most backing. Even after the disappointing season of missing out on the Premier League and Champions League, and yes, it's wild to say that was a disappointing season in comparison to this one, but that shows where the standards of the football club was going. We missed the league out by 1 point, we missed the Champions League by 1 goal, and we're devoed, and we won 2 trophies, and we're upset. That's what I want the standards to be. Okay, so this season we're aiming to win the Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup and League Cup. We're aiming to win all 4 of those. But let's say we only end up winning the FA Cup. You've still achieved more by setting those higher expectations than what you would have if you set top 4. And all FSG cared about is top 4. All they cared about is getting that Champions League revenue. Hence why they wanted the Super League, opposed to a PSG who didn't want the Super League. Why didn't they want the Super League? Because they have fuck you money. They don't have to align with all these bastards who are trying to maximise profits and ruin football by getting 12 clubs and put them in together into one big giant Super League, or one small Super League, should I say. FSG were keen on that, and they were also one of the last fuckers to leave. Besides all the Spanish dudes, like Perez and all them, they were one of the last ones to leave. Not because they gave a fuck about the fans, but because they gave a fuck about this, and they realised if they persisted with that idea, which was always going to fall through, it was just about getting the yellow flowers in the background and apologising. Shout out, because we've actually got flowers. They're not yellow, though. Klopp needs to dump 4-3-3. It doesn't matter. Sorry, I shouldn't shout at people who've decided to support the channel. I don't want people to misconstrue me being rude. I get very emotional at points, just the way I debate. Thank you for the super chat. Much love for the super chat. I go back to the controller analogy. Like, I can control these players' sound right now. My mate's just left the room. Okay, let me adjust the settings. Let me lower the pace down. Let me decrease the goalkeeping ability. And let's see how I play now. Klopp can only do so much. And the same tactics that you're complaining about right now are the same tactics that were working last year, getting us to the end of all 4 competitions. Hashtag just saying. Hashtag just saying. So is it the tactics or is it the players? Hashtag just saying. Scousers are always shouting. It's nothing personal. Fine. It's actually a really good point. Dodgy wallpaper FC. Yep. We need a season with no Europe. Yep. Luis Diaz is the glue to the team. No. I think if Diaz comes back, he's better than what we've got. I don't think he improves us. I don't think he's the glue at all. And it makes no sense for the edge. Like, let me get a piece of paper for a sec. Like, okay, so let's analyse, because I feel like I have to do this for certain folk. in today's series. Let's analyse this piece of paper. Right? Defence, midfield, attack. Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz is here, right? Okay, as far as I'm concerned, the paper is still together, right? So, Luis Diaz is gone. Here's Luis Diaz. He's gone, but the paper's still together. Now, let me remove the middle. Do you get the point of premise? Are Liverpool finishing top 4? Is that a rhetorical question? No, we're not getting top 4. Thank you so much for the super chat, though. I really appreciate it. If we continue to keep playing like this, we might end up getting relegated. Queen Nadra, now you're on my level. Now you're on my level. I don't think we'll get relegated, but that's just the logical side saying that to me. Logic also wouldn't have suggested at the start of the season that we'd be 10th by now. So logic doesn't really matter when you've got FSG as your owners and these players for players. And people are saying like, oh, why are you backing Klopp? I'm blaming the players that I've idolised for years. I'm blaming them. So it's not like I'm just trying to protect everyone and just blame it on ownership and finances. But it all stems from the ownership. It's not really a hard thing to concept. It's not a hard concept at all. James, when people are saying at least it's not, etc., they're not lowering the standards. They're just trying to save their mental health. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But in turn lowers the standards. Like, it's still a result of it. Do you get what I'm saying? They might not be meaning to lower the standards, but they're still lowering the standards. Thank you for the super chat. Nothing was said, but I really appreciate this one. Just the fact that you're supporting the channel. I think Liverpool tactics are not working. We are like an open book. Nothing works. Need to change in tactics since tactics doesn't matter because the players aren't running. It doesn't matter who you play in the midfield because none of them are good. It doesn't matter who you play at the back because none of them are good. It doesn't matter where you play them in the back because none of them are good. Do you think the manager's saying to the players, don't go out and run, don't run, don't run? No, they're just not running. You never thought that? Is he saying, all right, go out and be disorganised, or are they just being disorganised? And it's the same system which has won every single trophy: Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup, League Cup, Community Shield, Super Cup, Club World Cup. Every trophy that a manager can possibly win with one individual football team. Something that Pep never did with City. Something that Wenger never did with Arsenal. Might have won multiple leagues and whatever, but they never won everything of one. And Klopp has done that with this team, with these tactics. And we're going to doubt that manager opposed to the owners that have been shite for years and called out for years and nearly created a Super League a couple of years ago. And the same fans who are now calling Jurgen Klopp out are the exact same fans, and neutrals will account with me for this. Oh my God, if Klopp had Pep's money, then he would be so sick. The contradictions are crazy. LSJ says should have brought squad players when we were on top and had money to spend. Now the same players have gone for 5 years and are knackered. Thank you. If Ellis was the owner, at least he looks into the future of what can possibly go wrong. Because just because it was good in 1920 doesn't mean it's going to be good in 22-23. The world is always changing, teams are always evolving, and if you lack that awareness to notify that, you will fall behind. And FSG have shown countless times that they are not aware of what's going on around them. They're too focused on sorting the shit out with the Red Sox fans. They've got to disconnect with them, and they've got to disconnect with me. Simple as. Let me do the Red Sox protests. You know what I mean? Let me see how them fools do it, and then see if I can bring it back to Liverpool. Where is Salah, my guy? Salah's shit. Salah is shite. He might as well not play. Non-existent. If he's not scoring, he's not on the pitch. So, James, why are the players not playing anywhere near to the standard they were playing last season? And what can we do about it? Who would you drop from the squad? I don't even think it's a case of dropping, and I think you've just got to sell players, see who you can get money for. So, for instance, if you get a list of players of Fabinho, Salah, Van Dijk, say those three, and if you get an offer for only Salah, then Salah's the one who has to go. Or if you get an offer for only Fabinho, then he's the one who has to go. And if you get an offer for only Van Dijk, and people won't like this, I'm selling him because he's being shit. And you've got to prepare for the future, and we are sell to buy. So yes, if Liverpool have the owners who will spend money anyway, I'll just say, all right, keep Van Dijk till the end of his contract, keep Salah till the end of his contract. The thing is, we need money. So if I'm saying this, I'm not saying sell Van Dijk. I'm saying if the only offer that is worth any significant money, say we get 40 mil for Van Dijk, this is so unrealistic, but say this happens, take it. And you can't get any more, you can't get 50, you can't get 60, take it. Because you're sell to buy and you need to improve the rest of this fucking squad. Same with Salah. If you get 60 mil from PSG, 50 mil from PSG, let him go. Let him go. Rebuild. Because it's not working with the legends. Let's see what we can do without them. You get what I'm saying? And let's emphasise, legends. Always legends, forever will be legends. Need to go. Need to go. Swap deal Salah for Mbappe will never happen. Never happen. Andromeda? I really do apologise if I'm butchering your name there. How are some Liverpool fan channels expecting Liverpool to triumph in the Champions League? Here's the thing, people are delusional. So what they do, they think, all right, 2 plus 2. We're shit now. In 2005, we were shit. We are playing Real Madrid and we're still in the Champions League. Even though we're knocked out of everything else, that team was shit. That team was knocked out of everything else, but won the Champions League. 2 plus 2. Liverpool wins the Champions League. What they don't take into consideration is at least that team ran. At least that team had a Steven Gerrard who could win us games single-handedly. Name me one player right now who's that individual brilliance. Yeah, even when... Remove Steven Gerrard when he gets out of his prime, let's say. Felipe Coutinho stepped up to be that guy who was individually brilliant. We still had a shit team, but we had one player there who could win us games, or influence games, get assists. Steven Gerrard was that same motherfucker. If Steven Gerrard never graced... or never even set foot off of that plane in Istanbul, that game's forgotten about by now. We probably never even bring up that final again because we got spanked by AC Milan 5-0. But Steven Gerrard read the script, mate, and he followed it, you get what I'm saying? Even clubs with money like City bought squad players, this is what I'm saying. Look at what all the big clubs are doing. Chelsea have been shit all season. All right then, full squad change. And I'm not saying we should do that. It's not possible. What I'm saying FSG should do is possible. Prepare over time, even when things are going well. Prepare for potential problems in the future. It's a simple concept to follow. In business. Not football, not Liverpool. Business. Sukish says, where have the consequences for this type of result? Where are the consequences? Wait there. Where have the consequences for this type of results? Like when United lost to Brentford, they were made to run like a punishment. Again, I think Manchester United have a great marketing team. I don't think Ten Hag cares whether that gets out to the media or not. I think Liverpool massively limit what they let get out. So if there was any consequence, I don't think they're telling us about it. Whereas Manchester United are very PR based, so if they hear Ten Hag is making changes, they'll be like, oh, that'll be good. Because at the start of the season, when you brought in Ten Hag, United fans weren't happy, so you needed to let them know, no, don't worry, Ten Hag will be the change, will be the difference. And he actually could be. He's got you to a final, he's improved the footy. But you need to be patient, and that requires the first few months. Like, for instance, when you said you lost to Brentford, they didn't want the whole, like, Ollie out or Ten Hag out just because they lost to Brentford. You get what I'm saying? So they went with the narrative of, but don't worry, even though we're stupid, we've got this great new mystical manager, which Manchester United fans have massively bought into, and that's why you've eased off the owners, because you can be easily manipulated. Ellis Day says saying get Bellingham is like saying 10% of the fix. And this is another issue. Okay, let's get Bellingham, 120 million on him. What about the other 3 midfielders that you need? What about the other attackers that you need? What about the centre-backs that you need? And already 120 million of that have gone on one 19-year-old, one player, who's not even guaranteed to be world-class. One player. Thank you again for another super chat. How is a broke club like United pulling off loan deals? Sabitzer was massively effective for a 10 Manchester United tonight. Where is LeBron? Sabitzer, I'm not even surprised to hear that he's doing bits. How come we never looked into him is unbelievable. Where's Salah? I don't know. Do you know that fella who done this? Like, do you know the fella who looks like Mo Salah who done like the little dancing in his skirt? That's the person who's stepping on the pitch. He kidnapped the real Mo Salah. That's the way this has gone. Leo says, getting battered by Wolves and all you can do is talk about a team doing way better than you. Embarrassing. It's It's not what I've actually only done. I've actually talked about Liverpool for 2 hours of this stream. Someone asked me a question relating to Brentford 3-0 and if there should be consequences, like what Ten Hag done with the players. So, do you know, if you use your ears that your mum gave you and use a little bit of common sense and stop being, lack of a better term, a thick prick, then yeah, you'll get to your answers a lot quicker and you won't be wasting your time, nor mine, all the viewers. And shout out to LSD again with another super chat. What a legend. We're losing like 5 players on free in a summer too. This is what I mean. So we're not actually going to be able to sell that many players, and the reason why you have to is because you are selling a couple. Like a few, Oxlade's going to go for free. I don't know, I do have a weird feeling that James Milner's going to sign a contract extension, you know, it's weird. Naby Keita's going to go, Ox is going to go. Other players are going to be over the line. You need to accommodate them. You need to get in new players. I think we can see 2 midfielders in the summer. We'll definitely see one. If we don't see that, then that's just crazy. But we'll definitely see one. We should have done... Do you think there are short-term fixes to this, or we will win it in the long run? I think the only short-term fixes really is people staying fit. So, like, no more injuries this season, and then maybe you can push for Europa League. I think that's best case scenario, but I don't think that's realistic, and I think the best we get is top 8. Top 8, really. Maybe top 7. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case, so based on reality, it's not going to be the case. But that being said, we have been knocked out of the FA Cup, League Cup, and we are likely to get knocked out of the Champions League. So, depending on how the team perceive that. But I don't think it's a momentum thing. I don't think it's a fitness thing. I think it's just they are shit. Get them to the gym 10 more times in a week, and it's not going to make a difference to the bad decision-making which they've been making. You know, Milner's fitter than everyone there, but he's old. Like, he can still win the bleep test, but he's old. Like, he shouldn't be playing. People have said that for years for Milner. They're just struggling to come to terms that FSG have massively underprepared by not identifying Van Dijk, Salah and whatnot. And then this is where you can put Klopp a bit to blame. Like, not saying, hey, yo, like, by the way, these players might not be as good in a few years. But that's pretty obvious, don't you think? And again, that's not Klopp's job. Klopp's job is to maximise the players that he currently has. And he just hasn't got that many. Like, he hasn't got that many options. I said before, let's drop Mo Salah. Or someone said to me before, let's drop Mo Salah. And I said, go on, who's his replacement? Harvey Elliott. What about midfield? And then someone said Ben Doak. Now, to neutrals, you won't even know who Ben Doak is because we signed him from Celtic's youth academy in the summer. And he never even played one senior game for Celtic. Never played once. He's played more senior games for Liverpool than Celtic. And people are saying that's Mohamed Salah's replacement. And yet, so all right then. So it's okay. So Jurgen Klopp's a fault for playing Mo Salah and not putting Ben Doak ahead of Mo Salah. Yet we want to win league titles and Champions Leagues, but Ben Doak, it's so contradictory. On many senses of the word as well, by the way. And it actually shows, it makes me want to scratch my eyes out. I said Henzo, not Benzo, but yeah. Is it just me, or has LFC side stopped playing football since the sale of the club was announced? Fair play to them. If they're trying to get the owners out, then good on them. But it just looks like cause the shit. Mane was Liverpool's most important player. Even though that actually might be the case, I still think we'd be shit with Mane. I still think... and I also disagree with that. I think Alisson's our most important player, to be honest. I don't think we win the Champions League that we win a couple of years ago if Alisson doesn't make that crucial save against Napoli in the last minute. I think we're in the relegation zone with Everton. We are an Alisson away from being Everton. That's my opinion. I think we are an Alisson away from being an Everton. So I'll be dead honest with you. I wouldn't say Mane was the most important. And for marketing reasons, it would be very sensible for me to sit here and say, oh yeah, Mane's the GOAT. Mane's this. Look how shit we are now because we haven't got Mane. The only thing is, I pride myself on transparency, and the fact is, he's at Bayern Munich, a very good Bayern Munich team, and he's doing shit. He's not having a good season. That does not help Liverpool at all. So Mane being here or not, we're still where we are. I'm a United fan, being one for 18 years. I have fun with all the rhetorical questions, but big up yourself, though, my favourite Liverpool fan. Big up yourself, the fact that you're a United fan and like have tuned in and supported throughout the whole stream. Like, fair play to you, mate. Like, I must be really annoying to listen to sometimes about United, especially when you're so shit. But it's all right, United fans. You're getting a bit of a laugh now. Need to win a trophy first, though, so let's see if Ten Hag can get the job done against Eddie Howe. That's such an intriguing game of football, by the way. Big up Nat Phillips back in the starting 11. Yeah, we need to... Oh, no, put big Nat Phillips back in the starting 11. I think... Listen, is it better than Gomez? Yeah. I've said that Nat Phillips is better than Gomez for a good few years now. I just don't rate Gomez that highly. He just has such an inconsistency factor that I don't trust and really don't like. How long does Alisson have on his contract, James? And do you think he may leave if you don't qualify for Europe? He has about 4 years left, so unless the club want to sell him and someone wants to buy him, then yeah, I don't expect him to go anytime soon. He's got a long-term contract, like Fabinho does, like Van Dijk does. I think Van Dijk's running out a bit sooner, though, actually. Thank you to the new member, which is Ryan Turner. Oh, Ryan Turner! IG, long-term subscriber, former member, now member again. Thank you for getting on board with the channel. Big up yourself, bro. Hope you're well, by the way, Ryan. I'll message you soon, G. Been a while since we talked. Ali the Great. Who was more important, Mane or Salah? I genuinely believe they were both just as important. Like, Mane was great at the all-round play, and I think if he weren't in the team, Salah doesn't get the numbers that he does, nor the space that he received, because if you're worrying about Salah too much, then Mane gets the space, and if you're worrying about Mane too much, then Salah gets the space. And if you speak to defenders, like I've spoke to Rio Ferdinand, his name, Ashley Williams, like I've spoke to Premier League proven centre-backs, like on YouTube channels like this and whatnot, and they always said the hardest player that they played against was Mane. Or when I spoke to Rio, he said if I play, like, one player I wouldn't want to play is Mane, and it's because of that physicality, the space that he creates, the all-roundness he brings to the game. I am not a student of just numbers. I am a student of someone who brings more than just numbers, and Mane was certainly that, but he also brought the numbers as well, which is what made him so ultimately world-class, and is what made me believe for a temporary amount of time he was the best player in the world. Like, it was a combination of real excitement and him just doing the damn thing on a week-to-week basis. I definitely don't think it's a bad thing to say for a period in time he was the best left winger in the world, and he's an audible bastard to play against. But Salah's numbers was undisputed. He was massive for that reason. But yeah, I think Mane was probably has the edge for me. The running argument is there, bro. Go look at their heat maps. We outran them, or we're right up there with them. The tactics are dead. Was this the case at the start of the season? Was this the case before the World Cup? And has this been the case consistently since we came back? No. It hasn't been the case at all. I get the super chat and I appreciate the super chat. And maybe today, to be fair, I had my eye off the game because I knew what I was going to see. It's all good to run, but if it's not going to be with any sort of thought-out process, which, let's be honest, when Naby Keita is turning over a shot and just shooting without looking for a pass, that's a lack of decision-making. When a player is pressing for pressing's sake, that's not the manager saying, right, press now. It's the player's decision-making. The pressing was terrible today. The pressing worked last season, so the same tactics that you're fuming with now were getting us to finals last season, was winning us trophies last season. So I get your point. The running was only one part of my argument. I brought up multitudes of things to why everything is wrong right now and why you should look at other things opposed to just Klopp. Not that Klopp should get none of the blame. He is not perfect, but he's certainly not the man who is the only one to blame and therefore shouldn't be the first guy to lose his job. Terminate players' contracts then. Did you know that if you sack a manager, you have to terminate his contract, therefore meaning you have to pay him money of what he had left on that contract, plus any other little bonuses or whatever? You can do the same with players. Plus goals, plus assists in 7-8 games. Yeah, Gakpo isn't even the main of our issues right now, but I appreciate the super chat. Priest of Millenin. Carl Gustafsson, if we gave Mane his wages, it wouldn't be like this. Again, I disagree. I still think it'd be something along the same lines. I appreciate the super chat, but I do think if Mane was still here, we'd probably still be shit. Duck says, on the bright side, we have a future. So long as we don't lose our way, I don't know, we forget that we have some exciting youths being linked with us. This is the only thing, like, why I'm excited, is that the youth academy could be good, but I still don't trust the ownership. I still don't trust a lot of things about the club. The short term isn't even what... I'm only worried about the long term because of the owners. I'm very worried about that. I hope we just get someone else who has more control over these owners, because that's what's really, really doing us in at the moment. To be honest with you, to be honest with you, do you still think Liverpool beat United, or are you starting to worry that United could do you? Did I say that Liverpool could beat United? Oh, if I said that, that's just because I was trying to be funny on a stream. I promise you, I don't think that Liverpool are beating United. I'm so sorry if I said that. It sounds like something I'd say like as a fuck you thing. I definitely didn't say it confidently, because if I've said Liverpool are going to win, I haven't said that we're going to win confidently once. So that would have just been like an out there shout. Did I say it with Saeed? I don't think I've even said that, you know. I can't recall saying that we will beat United. I really don't recall saying that. I'm usually more than happy to. But if I did, I actually apologise and I come in peace. Big up Ryan Turner. I'm good, bro. Just hard watching the Redmen at the moment. Starting to think that it's the 7th season syndrome. Watch us win the league next season. I hope so, lads. I hope that Jurgen Klopp's given the chance to rebuild. And thank you for sending the super chat, Ryan. You're a legend. Real long time OG on James Redmond TV. Some of you will forget that Thierry Henry stunk it up in his first season. And look at what happened to him. Just give Núñez time, mate. The difference is that Thierry Henry was technically sound. He was a very exciting player. Just never quite got the numbers, and his decision making was a little bit off. I suppose in that aspect you're right. I just don't know if Núñez has the technical ability, but you're right. Decision making, maybe. In my opinion, the one thing I'll at least say and give myself credit for is that I've always remained consistent on Núñez. For now, yeah, he's the best player. For when we're winning league titles, or if we ever get there again, I don't think he's a player good enough for that. And when I made the comment that I'm not the biggest fan of Núñez was at the start of the season, when we're just getting off the back of a season where we were competing for Champions League, Premier League, so on and so forth. I didn't think he was ever going to be good enough for that. Now we'll never know because he hasn't even got a league-winning team around him. So, because we were bringing in Núñez to be the last piece of the puzzle, you know, the striker that we've always been looking for, that Firmino never was. And here we are. Axel says, hi, my bro. What do you think has happened to Trent? What's happened to everyone? You know what I mean? Decision making, not good. Yeah. Complacency. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. 1-0 to Newcastle. Who are Newcastle playing, chat? Wait, who are Newcastle playing? Can't even remember. I don't think we need to get Klopp out. It's just the players. I agree. I think the players are more to blame than Klopp, for sure. Are they playing West Ham? Nice. West Ham have been shit this season as well. Justin says you can't compare anyone to Henry. That's just silly. He weren't comparing Núñez to Henry. He was comparing Henry's first season. You can compare Henry to people as well, by the way. Like, you really can. Sick player, but like the way people talk about him is like as if he's Messi or something. And he was elite, but he weren't that. He just weren't that, sorry chat. Like, I think Suarez at his best was better than Thierry Henry. Like 13-14 Suarez, I don't think there was ever a version of Thierry Henry that was better than that one version.
No Premier League player is as good as 13-14 Suarez.
Don't you think any player? Lad, Luis Suarez in 13. Lads missed the first 7 games, got 31 goals in that campaign. Assists, free kicks, like anything that you want. In a shit team, Suarez was well and truly the GOAT. And he had a shaky first season. In terms of like linking up the play and finding his place in the squad, and finding his place in Liverpool, so I suppose that supports the merit even further. And he was Uruguayan. The only difference is he had fucking silkiness for days, lad. Whereas Núñez was playing in the Spanish division 2 years ago.
Maybe it was Suarez playing Eredivisie.
Ajax.
Yeah,
Bowling. Champions League established.
No, still though.
Fuck off, lads. A Champions League established player. To be fair, Núñez was at Benfica though, so I can't just shot myself in the foot.
Ajax and Benfica are on par.
Nah, Ajax are better. Chat, who's better, Ajax or Benfica? In fact, that's a good question, you know. Because they both have like good academies and they recruit well, don't they?
Benfica, like, whoa. Think about like Benfica.
Nah, Benfica, João Felix, like Enzo Fernandez and all them, man. Nah, you might. In terms of like maximising profits off sales, then maybe.
Yeah.
But in terms of a youth academy, Ajax are clear, lad.
Yeah, okay, cool. But like Benfica's a better team.
No, they're not. Lads, Ajax got to a Champions League final 2 years ago. Bitch. Everyone's saying Ajax, by the way. Everyone's saying Ajax.
I don't believe you.
Come and look. Silent, fuck you. In fact, someone's actually just said Benfica right now. That's my goat. Why are you talking about the King Thierry Henry? You're onto the way people talk about Henry like he's Messi, though. Like Arsenal fans and that. Yeah. You're onto that. You see it all the time. You can't go to London. Like, when I go to the Don Robbie studio and whatnot, and Turkish is there, and, like, say, even if Troops is there the odd time, you can't talk about fucking Thierry Henry in front of them. Troops just goes all sick, blood, you know what I mean? Like, who are you, you Scouse prick? And I'm just like, oh, lad, alright, I just said he was a very good footballer. Sorry that I didn't say he was elite. Even though he is elite. Yeah, but even I'm not like that with Gerrard. Like, when like, the idea of Zinedine Zidane possibly being a better player than Gerrard isn't ludicrous to me just because I'm a Liverpool fan. Lampard? Not a chance. Not a chance. Nah, the Scholes and Lampard thing doesn't count. Zinedine Zidane I can give you. But I'm talking about, like, my perception of these players. I don't think Lampard and Scholes are as good as Gerrard. Not a chance on God's green earth. I think Zinedine Zidane is someone you can talk about. Zinedine Zidane was quality, lad. Like, when you talk about, like, GOAT of midfielders, he was sick.
Well, there's a case for Scholes and Lampard being better than Gerrard, though.
There might be a case, but not in my opinion. And all the case studies that I've heard, I've went on Lab Bible and spoke about this topic. I don't agree. I really don't agree. Zinedine Zidane was absolutely insane, though. For fuck's sake, I'm a dickhead, aren't I? Anyway, chat, I'm probably going to dusty now because we've been live for ages. We finished the stream on, like, near enough 600 people, which is boss. We peaked at about 1,000, which I would say is boss, but it's because we're losing. So, if we start winning and we maintain these views, good on yous. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Smash a like on your way out. I'm going to do another video. I might do a video later. If you're lucky, I might do a live stream later. If you're lucky. If not, I'm sorry. I'll see you. I'll either see you then or I'll see you tomorrow. I'll 100% be doing a video tomorrow, okay? Much love. Liverpool are shite. Jurgen Klopp in.